entire squad. Obviously, the rest of the team sort of joined in that position, but look, they're making split decisions quickly when that moment comes. Is it bad that these decisions have to be made incredibly quickly because they didn't plan it out beforehand? A little bit, but look, they can capitalize on it.
It is. One team that I'm going to be looking to hopefully capitalize here in Rondo as well when we're talking about eliminations is going to be none other than Tianba. Tianba has been quite slow today. We've seen them just going down that ranking, and it's a team that needs to be able to bounce back because guess what? Yesterday, it was all about eliminations. Yes, they do end up having some placement points, but it wasn't of the likes that we know they're capable, especially with what we saw to survival.
Yeah, Milu and QZZ have looked fantastic throughout the entire tournament, right? And Milu really rose to the occasion after QZZ was able to get that MVP title on previous internationals. I do think that, yeah, it's been a bit of a slow start for them, but regardless of that fact, there's definitely an opportunity for them to get back to fragging power, fragging potential that we've seen from them in the past.
I'm just looking at Coops right now. He's locked in. Raouf just going around, circling his chair. Satan as well. But Coops, it's all about Coops right now. Hopefully somebody else will be able to step it up from that team as we're going to be going into Rondo. So Hot Jukes, John Allen, take it away. Where's Satan looking at?
Here we go. We're headed into Rondo. The match to put some massive points on the board. As if Miramar wasn't crazy enough already, it's about to get even crazier.
Maybe it's just something about the start of the day, Jukes. Maybe it wasn't Rondo all along. It was just the first games. Maybe this will be the calmest Rondo we've ever seen.
Yeah, they brought that Rondo energy off the rip, right?
Yeah, they're used to it. Fresh off the breakfast, ready to find their dinner. And that is what we're going to be looking to find here for one of our teams. It will be the case. Maybe a massive early game. We saw it from Milu yesterday, huge, and the rest of Tianba as well. Huge start to the day yesterday. Not quite as powerful in the game so far today. So hopefully for Tianba, they can find that resurgence here. And if you're an arena fan, you're hoping that they can continue to make their strides forwards and keep that White Rabbit chase going.
Gotta be able to separate yourself from the rest of this lobby, and if you're gonna do it anywhere, it's Rondo, that's for sure. I mean, we've seen a 39-point game in this tournament. Oh man, well that turned things around from. Look at team vitality though, averaging, 4.33 limbs per game, 1,000 damage. It's a great average here. The thing is if you want to win that $500,000 at first place, become the champions, you got to do something special consistently. So I'm interested to see, right, how these teams are going to fare now that we're playing Rondo for the third match of the day, right? Are they going to be able to keep that aggression up throughout the entire day here? And who's going to be the kings of Neon's factory?
Oh, could be. Or indeed somewhere else if Glimpart decides that we don't want to be going to Neox factory. In general, when you're talking about podium competitors, you're talking about teams who are looking to get about 10 points average. 10 to 12 points average tends to be where we see at the end of these game sets a first place type scoreline being. That generally is a great indicator that you're performing at the level that's needed to rise above the rest. So hopefully our teams will be able to keep that on side. And being able to get, as we were seeing, sort of mid-4 elims average, being able to complement that with placement points is very, very important. There are a couple, I think, of teams who have a distinctly higher average on those elims than others, but it is definitely something that you need to be focusing on to join up at that 10-point average. Because right now, I think quite a lot of our teams are falling short of that metric.
That's a fact here. And if you want to be able to get in that metric, though, this is the place to do it. You can see these players are locked in, they're focused. They understand what's at stake here and just how important Rondo is for your total tally. You only play it 3 times in this whole finals here. And this being the second one.
6.3.
So yeah, 6.3 average from Tianba, man. This squad have been really consistent here. A night and day difference from their group stage performance. And this is the Tianba that we know and love. We expected them to do very well here. And it's only a matter of time. I think they get that right position going, and then we see them get that chicken dinner.
I mean, we want that survival stage, Tianba, right?
Yeah.
To be able to jump up and compete with the very best. FURIA, fresh off of their chicken dinner, their numbers don't quite display that sort of a storyline just yet, but it is a great start for them to be able to add that one to their team. And again, it's a real great mental boon to these teams to be able to find a high score lane and to be able to close out that game. Sure, maybe the point swing isn't huge depending on how many seconds into those final circles you last, but I feel like there is nothing more relieving than finding that chicken dinner than converting it. Even if you ignore the 4 extra points you get in chance placements alone, it is a massive mental fortitude booster. And you need to keep your head on straight because you are going to get into something crazy very early on. I know it, I love it, it's Rondo and it's ready.
It's ready. These players are hyped up. They're ready to go. I hope y'all guys at home are ready as well because, man, this is just getting started. As the plane is taking off, we're headed to Rondo. Oh, okay. We got a little double plane path action here.
Okay, so Neox Factory is accessible from the easternmost plane path, and to be fair, from the west one, but it's unlikely you want to go there because the teams in the east plane will hit the ground so much faster than you. It's much more likely if you're going to hot drop, you go to Yulin, and the same is true vice versa, right? Yulin is further along that plane path. What this is going to do is split these hot drops up. It's going to make them slightly less chaotic, Jukes, but more teams may want to go for them because of that.
Yeah, and those teams that normally like to go to Neox Factory, if you're in that other plane, you're going to be there late, so that's going to put you so far behind. So teams are going to have to adapt on the fly, switch drop locations, and make these decisions very, very quickly here. And you can see, wow, these squads are out. Top players right now. Scarface from Ulp, okay, 16 eliminations. Warman right behind him, and of course, Milu right there as well.
Yeah, Scarface on those damage numbers as well. Right on
মিলুই হচ্ছে হলো অসুস্থ হয়ে
20
গেছিল
damage points behind. We'll see if that changes very quickly in this match because
মিলুই অসুস্থ হয়ে গেছিল
in towards Neox Factory. They'll be grabbing those
এরে হসপিটাল এরে আরো হচ্ছে হলো আরো দুইজন রে নিয়ে গেছে হসপিটালে
As Arena already taking a knock, Tianba as well have already lost one. Arena, by the way, generally preferring to drop out near stadium, but the plane path they're on didn't assist with that. We saw them hunting down solos in other matches. Those solo outposts that are near those recall towers, which are a major feature to that fight in a way that we haven't seen from many others. Oh no, S-Power goes down to a guard.
টার্গেট করতে চলে গেছে এখন ইন্ডিয়ারা বলবে যে না ওরা টার্গেট করে না কাউকে ওদেরকে সবাই টার্গেট করে র্যাঙ্ক পুশাররা টার্গেট করতে চলে গেছে এক নাম্বার টিমকে
putting in the work here. Gonna be keeping an eye there on the side of Pull. Who does see Aaron? Now we're gonna switch on over to FURIA. Pressure to Aura. Sky bandaging here. Waiting to be able to find those angles. He's got some good weapons here, but AlUla gets caught.
A nade forces Sky to reposition away from the corner. Does take a little bit of damage, but that'll be okay. Remember, the recall towers here in Rondo allow teams to get their players back up and alive, so early fights are the norm. Silence rolling around the edge of this corner, trying to suppress Sleepy, but the UMP in hand gives him a little bit of confidence in the nade to back it up. Flings across his sightlines. No Fear does go down on a trade, and now AlUla's looking to break wide to change the tune of this fight, and looks for more with Chief at his back. Sky on a sliver of HP just about finds the retreat, but there's a re-engage around the corner.
Chief would have had that, but he ran out of ammunition. Now he's going to have to make a play. AlUla there with the assist, and great work for the side of FURIA. They're going to go ahead and take out Aura, put some early points on the board, and they should be able to pick up Silence here. Now they're going to start laser focusing towards the side of Four Thrives. Four Thrives creeping in on this one. A little late to this third party, and now they're going to have to battle a pretty kitted and well set up FURIA.
Four Thrives, they got some loot on side as well, though not too many nades. In fact, no nades for T24. Neox Factory's been popping off as well. I think Ulf bore the brunt of a lot of damage pouring on their way. See some elims coming through from Orangutan. Doing bits, but ooh, okay. Ulf may have a little bit of vengeance here, as Aaron is still in the firefight. Tianba with their position on the south edge. Spot Tizzy sending away, but Tizzy wants to re-engage on the door frame. Not going to work out well for the first spray, but suppresses the angle. QZZ with the nade cooking. Drops around the corner, but Hyunbin evades the damage.
Oh shit, RedForce super aggression here. Looking to get some of them early eliminations. Hyunbin
Let's go, launching RedForce.
catches
Ganto,
QZZ with the spray. Just keeps that suppressive fire on that window, catches him on the re-peek, and a great turnaround there. Two superstars battling it out. Now Tizzy, oh, look at that instant peek back. These angles, Yongshin RedForce so good at these CQC angles. Man, and Hyunbin putting in the work, forcing Tianba to have to do a full res on their team.
Getting those flushes nice and quickly. Yongshin RedForce with 2 elims. They're up to 4 now. Another team to try and deal with. Easy. Using the bus's cover, there's a nade from a tanky, but the pin goes back in. And Eren, the solo left in the situation for Ulf, is going to find the backlines for Orangutan and slow their approach towards the
easy.
The 2 players they've got there can just live a little bit longer, but a tanky keeps the pressure up, and Orangutan keep marching.
Man, great movement from the side of Tizzy and Hyunbin. They are outplaying so many of these players here. So good at this urban fighting. Their peaks, their timing, just impeccable. Wizgod, though, with that nade, looks good. Tizzy jumps away and gets peppered only a little bit. Pulls the pin again. And you can see they're utilizing those doors so well. But how about that nade? That one looks good.
Ooh.
Tizzy jumps away from it once again. He's not falling for that one.
I like the attempted utilization of the smoke to stop the vision on the nade arc as it was coming on through. But Tizzy read that one nicely. Knew exactly what they were going for. That nade doesn't connect either. Still has a couple more. The shotgun around the corner. Steps in for it. Wins the trade. And immediately Eren snaffles that point away for Ulf. He's up to 3 elims there on the inside. This guy's doing bits. The rest of Ulf are happy to hang out near Danqing on that south side and let Eren roar over in Neox Factory, because it still has yet to conclude. Aurora, I think, still have a solo in that spot as well. And Eren does finally go down to GodLike, who have rolled up into the fight in Neox Factory. A late approach as they were forced away over towards main round.
Right, you can see T24 trying to find some angles here. Zypha, ooh, quick shotgun here. He's got the right-hand priority. He should win this. He does. Catches Ayala. And now, shots happening back and forth all over the place here. But Zypha's going to have to make another play. But, suppressive fire. Was that IQ? Yeah, IQ on the other angle doing a great job of applying that pressure, that headshot. It's going to be the end of FURIA.
FURIA, though, well, in this location.
In this location, correct, yes.
Igor's on that south side, very far away from Yulin right now, means that they can get that full reset. The recall towers are still available, and at the moment, only 1 player is completely down. I think that's about to change as well, as Admino gets back to his feet. Aurora with top.
Wow.
The man on the spot only needs the 1 shot to take down Salme, and now he wants more. There's power with the nade, can't quite connect on towards top, but he spots him running up, has the nade cooking. This could be perfect, needs it over the top, a lot of damage, and the spray doesn't convert. That is good for GodLike.
Great work from S-Power there, right? Just staying calm, collected. He had that nade locked and loaded, just goes, chunks it, and just uses his weapon to take down top. So we're going to see some recall action happening. Everybody pretty much back up for the most part. Only a few players still eliminated. And now you know what? Why don't you guys do us a favor? Get in game and go ahead and pop some of the lucky spins right now. Hopefully you can get one of those exclusive 2026 PMWC tournament sets. So you can be styling and looking good like a lot of these players. See how his power's going to look, though, in this 1v1 against a Davey. It is India on India action here. There's that Molotov. Oh, yeah. He's like, all right, I'll hold the stairs for a little longer.
Doesn't take a tickle, which is good result. Southeast shift on this next circle. Pushes us down towards the southeast side. Keeps that northern area above Hongshan in the west of Danqing as well. Ulf, very happy about this. I think their hill is probably going to play quite well for them, I think. So that is a great result for them, given that they're in 3rd place right now. E-Arena in 1st place. They haven't had an impact on this game so far. They were pushed away very, very quickly. There's that power. Holds the corner, but yeah, there's a 3rd-party angle. Well, a 2nd player on the opposing team angle coming on through. That should be, again, still recallable. Manya may opt to go for the recall on the forward position so that he can bolster that and let the back 2 from GodLike move in behind him.
Yeah, S-Power's like 1v1 me, bro. And they're like, nah. Not today. There's money on the line here. We gotta make this happen. Now looking on over the rest of the fight though. We got Vitality end up holding a building here. Popping some shots on over to EWC. Satan trying to drive away, trying to be able to survive here. Porte in the same position. Enigma Galaxy on the bold rotation. And Satan does end up getting caught and eliminated.
Very messy now on the western side of this circle. A lot of teams forced into a fight that is unfavorable for a rotation that leaves them exposed. We're seeing the results of that now. The recall tower on the south side of the circle currently under control of Nongshim RedForce. Looks like GodLike may have their forward position on one recall as well, I believe. So they could look for that. Actually, it might be the Arena who have got control of it out on the east side. In the meantime, 4 Thrives, with their 3 elims so far, have a position near Yulin.
এর ঢোল বাজাচ্ছে বিগার হয়ে গেল পেটে ঢোল বাজানো দেখে
This is so critical. This is the map to put some points on the board. OG have 5 eliminations. Aurora have 5 as well. So a great start for a few of these teams. Now it's about how you're going to end. Enigma Galaxy down to
হোস্ট ছাড়া লাইভ চলে নাকি
in this next zone.
হোস্ট ছাড়া লাইভ চলবে কেন
Just a little bit on the southern side of it. But we never know where this circle's going to go.
ব্রুনো লিখেছে
A brilliant position here. They've had a while to establish it as well. On the hilltop that they have so much control over the surrounding area. They have vision every single direction. Everybody else just trying to play in their shadow at the moment. Arena have managed to push in from the east side. And 4 Thrives continuing their hold on the southeast point of Yulin. Doing a little bit against AlUla. Like suffering once more at the hands of Orangutan. And the Arena are actually pushing up to try and third party split that fight on the north edge and maybe hound down GodLike.
Southern shift, yeah, indeed for a lot of these teams. S2G, 4 Thrives, the Arena not liking that one. But FURIA, they'll take that all day long. Possibly looking for a back-to-back chicken dinner here. That's going to be the team they're going to have to fight because Aurora's going to be pressing into that hardship side location. Tianba, QZZ knocked, doing a great job of being able to throw down those smokes. Very, very quickly here, trying to pick up their superstar player. Coach trying to catch some shots into those smokes. They can go ahead and just hold on to that coverage for just a little while longer.
Just a moment longer. Right now, I think that, we've only seen 3 players really fully confirmed to not be really in with much chance of moving forwards. A lot of recalls coming on through. Almost everyone in the lobby getting back to their feet. Damage going over towards S2G from Coop, but not quite fully connecting.
He's locked in today, man. I mean, those shots were on point. He was hitting them for the little slight angle that he had. He was getting
Enigma Galaxy গোলা মনে হয় না ই গোলা হরার
You know, Tianba's locked in, trying to get themselves in a good solid position. Not a bad start. But Arena with 75, they're the big threat. This Thai squad looking really solid here in the Rondo.
Porte win হইতো না
They do have a position on the eastern side of the circle. Right on top of them, though. Let's see what they decide to do here.
They're certainly alive on this side of the circle.
No doubt Arena ভালো খেলবে ভাই গত 2 ম্যাচ ধরে তো দেখছি জোন নিচ্ছে কিভাবে দেখছো সেন্টার নিচ্ছে একদম 40 প্রত্যেকবার জোনে ঢুকতে লাগা মরে যাচ্ছে প্রত্যেকবার 2 ম্যাচ দেখলাম কালকেও তাই হয়েছে একটা তো জোন পাইনি জোনের বাইরে ফাইট নিচ্ছে জোন ধরছে না
very, very quickly now and try and rejoin Rita. But if you do, you're basically going down in the next zone.
Yeah,
it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, for sure. And you need to have a monster Rondo here.
চান্স হচ্ছিল উপরের টিম গড়ারই চান্স বেশি টপ 3 টিমেরই চান্স বেশি
second place.
ঢোল বাজা বন্ধ করতেছে না
এই ঢোল বাজাটাতে বিরক্ত লাগছে ঢোল বাজাটা বন্ধ
This is
করা
still super
দরকার
early. I mean, that's just Rondo. Rondo starts off so aggressive, starts to slow down here in the mid game as teams solidify their locations. And then it's going to get red hot here in just a minute. Let's see where this circle goes. We're going to see a crazy southern hard shift again. Will it center up? That's going to be huge for these teams. And it does.
তোমার বাসার কাজ শেষ হলো
Okay, I mean for Oro, this is great news for them. Their west side is
বাসার কাজ শেষ হলো
group on the south side, which I'm not entirely sure about. I feel like that may be a misplay for them. Very difficult trying to make the approach that is probably in Eda's future. Finding out how difficult it can be, FURIA extracting a toll for it, but they do finish it. They do get to the center of this one. Actually, may be able to get control of this recall tower that's available for about a minute or so. If they can get control of it, get that they could be in with a full force squad on this location. They know the jiggle's here, but they don't know what to play around with. It's really ticking away.
হাই রে বেচারা কামিকাজি ভেবেছিল যে নেটটা ওর ভিতর দিয়ে জালের ভিতর দিয়ে চলে যাবে
And they're going to be sharing this location for now with E-Arena. This is pretty darn central. So I'm surprised they're really battling this out. This is a dangerous fight, honestly. Like, if they take this fight, they're going to get third party.
I mean, all the fights now in the middle are dangerous. GodLike on the south side.
What happened?
Ooh, I think a vehicle explosion there. Came on through.
Was
Took
that?
Tandy K down.
no,
it wasn't a self drop. Don't worry. I would have clocked that one.
ইয়ারেনা মরে গেলে তো সমস্যা
They continue to not quite find the mark for Nick McAllister. Sorry for RedForce.
যেভাবে এরা কভার নাম আছে
They aren't quite connecting here. Not quite getting what they want to get done. Orangutan try and crash into the middle against S2G.
নেডের কাছে মাত্র দুইটা মলি আছে
These recall towers are pretty much done and dusted.
XYZ.
Only 4 seconds to get them used.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yes,
tough to
to
use it here at this late stage. Especially if you already burned a lot of your recalls earlier on.
S2G কে কে মারলো
Let's see right now as Ray-Z is able to get a nice knock there on the tops with the nade. Another one would return as both Morales. And now here comes Win in the vehicle.
না আমি মানে যেটা দেখলাম ভাইটালিটি
Pops out. Oh, that did stay.
ভাইটালিটি যেরকম আসলে
Got the shotgun S12K. Oh, gets knocked.
খেলা দরকার খেলেনি
Team Flash put in the work here on Vitality.
You know what Ray can do, but he's not going to do it this time around. Vitality go down. Flash playing on with 3. The recall towers are
গ্রুপ
now shut
স্টেজে
down.
যেমন
Means
খেলা
every
দেখালো
unit will stick.
তেমন
There
খেলা
are no
নাই
recalls available. The arena
বাট
somehow
যেগুলা
managed to
টিম
get
ভালো
straight to the
খেলেছে
center of the
গ্রুপ
circle. It's
স্টেজে
kinda crazy, and to do
যে
so with
ফাইনালে
4 players
এসছে
alive, great news.
সবগুলা টিম
Hopefully
নিচের
they can make
দিকেই
that one
আছে
work. Meanwhile, on the south side, you've got GodLike all looking for position.
আর
Yeah, this
যারা
is a
নিচের
replay. I
দিকে
think
ছিল
that's
তারা
how it went down.
তারা হচ্ছে উপরের দিকে আছে
ভাই আবার আবার
It was that cover
Not
flare that
this
ended up busting up that buggy, and it was just inching it little by little. It just did enough damage to pop it. So you gotta watch out where you drop those cover flares.
Okay, no harm, no foul. They're all alive.
টিয়াম্বা প্রথম দিনে ভালো খেলেছিল আজকে একটু খারাপ খেলছে
Tianba, who have had to fight down from this north side of their compound. Nick McAllister have been hiding here for a while, and Tianba seemed to be an overwhelming force for them. Ralph alone, isolated away from the rest of the
নিগমা
team.
গ্যালাক্সি কে ম্যাচছে না নিগমা গ্যালাক্সি কে তো ম্যাচছে
Doesn't go down here. Finally
Yeah,
does
yeah.
to QZZ. There is an answer.
Are.
His fourth drive's chiming in for a third party from the west side.
UCC getting caught out
টিয়ানবারি শেষ
by Ulf. And now Milu
QGG, QJJ.
now are fully pinched. You got 4 thrives looking on one side, Ulf looking on the other, and this is all outside of the circle. Disaster here for Tianba, who are looking so strong in this game. Gonna have to fight their way out of this position.
A lot of movement now necessary on the northeast side as well as on the south edge, and this is what I was worried about. They managed to get a couple of elims on the angle, but they trapped themselves behind the water. Ramping around that one, it takes so much wind out of your sails. You just don't continue that speed. You don't carry any momentum in towards the circle. And they found out all about it. FURIA were a roadblock for them.
আরে র্যাঙ্ক পুশার টিম তো 8 কিল করেছে, 2 ম্যান সার্ভাইভ।
So much to do, and he's going to crash probably straight onto Aura, and almost certainly going to go down here. I'm so surprised he hasn't already
র্যাঙ্ক পুশার দেখো 13 নম্বরে আছে।
Tianba on the drive in now. Gonna have to force it. Send it onto the middle, but they're getting beat up here. Sacrificing players one by one. Milu,
আরে গাড়িটা আটকে গেছে।
And now it's up to the single player. Oh, he does end up catching 1 point. So Tianba hold on just for a little while longer.
Staying alive, staying in the thick of things. The arena unlikely to be able to push fully up and over.
ইউএলএফ কোতনিক থেকে কোন দিক থেকে উপরে চলে আসলো যে এটাও সার্ভাইভ। এই টিমটা কুইতে পেতে ই করেছে গো, কোয়ালিফাই করেছে গো। আরে গ্রুপ স্টেজে খেলা না দিতে সার্ভাইভাল স্টেজেও তো একদম লাস্ট ম্যাচে যা কোয়ালিফাই করেছে, গান ফেটে গেছিল এদের কোয়ালিফাই করতে লাগে।
Right behind him is OG with Ing. They definitely needed those points. And here comes FURIA pressing in through the south side, moving in little by little.
FURIA 10টা কি কোন দিকে করে?
Nobody near him.
Aurora with the western high ground as well, this mountain, giving them a lot to work with. The position held previously by Aura decided to commit instead.
দেখো এই আরেনার জোনে, দেখো এই আরেনা খুব সুন্দর জোন ধরে বসে আছে। লাস্টের দিকে ফাইট লিবে, লেকিল তুলবে, সোজা বিষয় ভাই। টপ মেইনটেইন করতে হলে ফাইট অ্যাভয়েড করা লাগবে, সব ফাইটে ঢোকা যাবে না। ওরাও ভালো খেলছে, 8 কিল করেছে, 7 কিল, 10 কিল, 8 কিল। রন্ডোতে খারাপ খেলে না, রন্ডোতে ভালোই খেলে, অন্য ম্যাচগুলো অনেক ম্যাচে খারাপ।
আগে ইরাঙ্গের ওর যে ড্রপটা খুব খারাপ আছে। ওর দুইটা ড্রপ রাখা আছে। ব্যাক করতে ব্যাক আরে গেনেট মারে।
RedForce catching Chief out from FURIA.
ওই যে ULF রে মারে।
Silos through the fences. It is pretty resible. I imagine. The circle does move away from Aurora though, and up towards the north side. This is a lot of open ground that maybe Fourth Rise could try and leverage, but there's not a lot for them to try and work. West is wide open. You're going to need those color flares, so it depends how many they've got in the back.
এবারকার চ্যাম্পিয়ন হবে AGL, ক্লাব চ্যাম্পিয়ন হবে AGL। দেখছো তুমি AGL এর পয়েন্ট দেখেছো? 4100। টিম ফ্যালকনের পয়েন্ট 3600।
Started to throw some nades and they know they got championship vehicles. They're smoking. Does go down.
না সবগুলা গেম মিলে
Trying to drive very carefully, little by little. Oh, saw that crate. I need that. I got 300 rounds. I need more.
সব AGL এর অলমোস্ট সব টিমই খেলছে, সব টিমই তোমারই খেলছে, ফাইনালের কাছাকাছি খেলছে, মানে ফাইনাল পর্যন্ত যাচ্ছে, হারুক জিতুক। মেন তো বিষয় হচ্ছে ফাইনালে যাও, ফাইনালে যা মোটামুটি পারফরম্যান্স দিলে ওর উপরেই হবে।
The question is timing, and for IQ, he gets caught a little bit too early. And there's really no cover. But it is such a majority on the circle. If you can establish any sort of position out there, you start to get so much control. And with Aurora still able to use the high ground,
আর একটু সামনে যাই করা উচিত ছিল।
Great sight lines to control that, but Fourth Rise will be able to move
সামনে যে ফ্লেয়ার
বেশি সামনে গেলে আবার এই ওরা দুটো লাগে।
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing though.
Who said that? Yes.
না হরার অনেকই আছে, হরা অনেক প্রেসারে আছে, হরার অনেক প্রেসারে আছে।
That they've created for themselves. You got Aura on the other end trying to sneak some eliminations. No fear, going to be laying down, trying to see if he can catch that pixel. He sees him, puts some shots, but not able to get the knock.
ওই যে আইডিয়ার ওটা ক্যারেক্টারে দেখো, আইডিয়ার ওখান থেকে কিন্তু ফুল ফাঁকা, ওর একটারে ওইদিকে কভার বানিয়ে একটারে মারতে পারলে সামনে লাভ আছে। একটাই তো বেঁচে আছে, যে দেখো এর কাছে কিন্তু ভালো জোন একটা। কভার
We'll see if they deal
বানিয়ে
with it or if they
আইডি এমন করতেছে কিল লেগে
sit
বুঝলাম
there in their buffer
কালকে
zone.
Seoul just getting set up here. I like how he risks
গ্রুপ
it.
স্টেজে টপ 1 এ শেষ করলো এখানে
Further so he can cover himself from that angle. The crowd is hyped, they're excited. The FURIA fans are going nuts. They see their team with 11 eliminations so far. And there goes Aurora starting to throw some nades. They are in this next circle, so they're just holding the spot for now.
Just holding it down. Slowly marching forwards. Nongshim RedForce making it very difficult for them to move up and through this compound. If they can get a knock, if they can open a way, might be an opportunity for them. There's trades back and forth across every single angle. Nongshim also have spots on towards Horra, who are trying to make their way up on the western edge. Oh, it's a nasty ascent up this hill. There is a complete broadside from Hyunbin. He's got that DP, a lot of ammo in the tank, and a big north shift comes through.
The circle goes up to the top and away from all of these teams.
Nice.
So,
ভালো
we're
জায়গা
gonna have to
ধরেছে।
start moving. Hyunbin,
এই
he
আরেনার
realizes
সুযোগ
it.
আছে
He's like,
ঢোকার,
oh, we're in
জোনে
trouble. We
ঢোকার,
need to start getting
40
some
আছে,
eliminations here, 'cause
40 তো জোনেই।
getting into this next circle is going to be almost impossible.
প্রেসার হচ্ছে হলো
I'm
এখন
looking at the circle, I
ইংল্যান্ডের
feel like
পড়বে,
it's
হেভি
Aurora and
প্রেসার
Full
পড়বে।
Drive right now, who are in some ways stopping each other from being the best in the circle, and therefore allowing teams from the south to have an opportunity if this fight concludes one way or the other, which I don't think it will, Dukes. Not at the moment. It could be pretty tricky for everybody else to march forward, but it seems like they found some sort of peace between the two.
Yes, that's the right play in all honesty. You gotta just throw the smokes in between. Like, guys, let's look down south. Let's get all these eliminations.
There they
Fight
go.
each other later for first and second place, because, oh, this is a feeding frenzy here on the south side, as all these teams are just desperate to try to find a spot into this next zone. Hyunbin up close and personal. He's got the shotgun. He can make the plays. And
আরে
Nongshim
ইয়ারিনা
RedForce
রে,
are putting in the work up close and personal.
Take down E Arena,
Match
the
up.
lobby leaders right now.
এই
We're
ম্যাচে
getting two
পয়েন্ট
leaders
নিয়ে
there,
যেতে
no
পারলো না,
placements.
মাত্র
A
2
nice result for the
পয়েন্ট।
teams looking to chase. Ulf, though, in a little bit of
কিন্তু
danger as they
APG-র
try and
জন্য
sweep up
best,
from the eastern side and crash
sorry,
into
অরোরার
fourth
জন্য
rise, but with the
best
Cypher going down with 2 players left, actually only 1 player
চিকেন,
left in action.
আর
It's
এটাই
only IQ
সুযোগ
up on the north side.
কামব্যাক
Furia,
দেওয়ার।
in the meantime, are sweeping up.
মার উপরে দেখা, মার সবাই রে, মার। কিন্তু
as they move out to the east, but Furia now
যারে
12
ভাবি
elims.
তারে
They're
মার।
looking for more, and a solo from Jiggle, the only thing standing
এটা তো
away in
খারাপ
their
অবস্থা
way
গো।
of controlling the entirety of this compound.
Make that 13 eliminations. Furia on a tear. Jiggle up on top. Catches out the last player of Ida. Aurora, though, are just waiting for this.
ভাই সাব বেঁচে গেছে,
A little
বেঁচে
bit
গেছে
careful on the cover
জিগেল।
there, a little bit too close. Chief now forced to just run out the open. Jiggle with the jump down. Trying to make the play in the 1v2. It's Igor to shut him down.
Hey, that's so nasty, though, because it does mean that Igors is going to be alone, solo, and will not be able to weather the storm of bullets sent his way by Nongshim RedForce. Now out in the open, it's Aurora as he
নংশিম
transitions
বেঁচে
onto the
গেল,
north side.
নংশিমকে মারলো
Full
না।
thrives. I mean, they lost so much on that push forwards, and it's just IQ now. Hazaifa, I don't think you're getting back over to him, mate. And he does go down. IQ, a solo. 4-4 thrives. 14 eliminations for Nongshim RedForce. 10 for Aurora.
Big game.
Is a big game any way you cut it.
And it's going to be one of these teams that's going to win it. Who's it going to be? It's
Ay,
Aurora versus
Dios.
Nongshim RedForce. Joel gets knocked. That could be the opening volley. But Nongshim RedForce just going to hold that angle. So easy, catches top as well.
Right.
So just
কি করে
knock
এটা?
after
ট্রেড
knock.
নক বের করছে
Round
ভাই,
of
এর কি
position
যে শুধু মাথা বের করে নক খেয়ে
Both
দিচ্ছে।
these teams. Reefus, level 2 vest, pretty beat up. Season angle though. Hits the headshot on the tip.
নাইস নক, রূপল নাইস নক দিয়েছে।
How do you do it to him, Reefus? Goodness me. That is a beautiful start, and this is the
Finisho দিয়ে
open
দিয়েছে।
ground I was
Top
talking
red
about
কেউ
before,
তুলছে
Jukes.
না,
It's
top
just
কোথায়?
so difficult. There is that sloping ridge in front of Nongshim as well. That means they really kind of only have one angle to go, and it is fully covered off by Aurora.
Yeah, it's because Aurora is shooting some
Yeah,
dang
cool.
laser beams here at the end. The tiniest pixels, nothing but headshots. Nongshim RedForce, we know they got the gun skill to pay the bills though. Gonna have to battle it out with Aurora because Aurora are on fire right now. Now they have the numbers advantage as well, top with 5, and look at that. Nongshim RedForce, they're just stuck. They're stuck in this one spot. They are laying down, but Hyunbin evens out the battle with that huge knock on the Zeal. Perfect timing.
And it's a forward position as well, which means that in order to get them back up, they need to break forwards. For Aurora, they need to expose themselves. That makes it more likely we're in a 3v3 clean. Hyunbin suppressing the corner of the rock there, looking to try and put them back behind, and he will bury them behind it. As Doc is taken down on the angle. That is Reservoir, but it's going to allow them to move forwards incrementally.
এখন এদের সুযোগ আছে, এটা তো জোনে আসা লাগবে, জোন টাচ করছে এদেরকে বেশি।
Hyunbin is just an absolute beast with these
রূপাস
laydown
ভালো
plays.
ডিসিশন নিয়েছে। না রে ভাই, এটা কি করলো? এটা কি করছে?
Hyunbin is on fire. Making it
Already
happen for his
কি
team.
করছে?
Applies that suppressive fire on Reefus. Reefus cannot afford to get knocked here. If he does, he's gone.
He's got the MG3 from the crate though. Is it going to be enough? A lot of damage done to him. Zeol's been slowly bleeding out. There has been reses coming through or attempted to come through from Aurora. And they do manage to pick all three of their players back up on the forward front. Zeol finally flushed. Reefus dying left and right with the MG3 barking loudly across the open ground, but he's not going to be enough. It's going to be the knock sent his way. And Nongshim RedForce are giving this an excellent go. Moving forwards, they make it to the rock, and they are just out of range. The nade goes forwards. Only Top remains in the way, and the Molotov burns him.
ভাই সাব ইজি চিকেন, ওদের ইজি চিকেনে হেকে ছাড়ে। ছি ছি ছি।
And then Hyunbin said, "Oh, you think you got it, huh? Nah, we got this."
Clean execution at the end from Nongshim RedForce.
Kamare thaika যদিও চিকেন নিতে না পারে তাহলে কিছু করবে।
Messy around those silos. Those compounds
বাল করে
really tricky.
বাল করেই
And it's
হবে।
got to be so disappointing for Aurora as well.
বাল করে
They
চ্যাম্পিয়ন
lose
হবে।
those. You shouldn't be losing those, no. It is really, really tough stuff. But the open ground was so difficult to get in and towards with 4
ননসিম
tries
রেড
being
ফোর্স
in the
অনেক
way
উপরে উঠলো, অনেক।
for Aurora.
তখনই
If
14
they'd been
কিল
able to deal
করেছিল।
with that a little bit
14
earlier,
আর এইদিকে
maybe
4
they
কিল,
could have
18
had more
কিল,
presence there and
28
stopped
পয়েন্ট।
Nongshim RedForce from getting as far as they did. But a
28
brilliant
point.
oversight on the compound for Nongshim RedForce. The South Korean side managed to navigate
সেকেন্ড
that
হলে
one
ফার্স্ট
brilliantly.
হওয়ার
I mean,
কথা
that was
তো
just, that's
র্যাঙ্কিং
as
এ।
fair as a fight as it get here, folks. I mean, I think out of all the fights I've ever seen,
এই যে
lose,
14 কিল
I think that
আর
is the
ওইদিকের
most
হচ্ছে হলো
frustrating one for them because they know that
18
we just got outgun skilled.
28 পয়েন্ট পাইছে।
28 পয়েন্ট
The
পাইছে।
Mongolian super squad? What happened? Hyunbin with those laydowns, making the plays, the pop-off, absolutely well-deserved. I mean, that was just disgusting.
Locking it in with the daps. That's what you got to do. You got to be
Nongshim
pumped when you get those
RedForce
chicken dinners on
কোথায় ছিল?
side
30
and on Rondo, no less, with a big elim count. That is a breath of fresh air for Nongshim RedForce, hoping to get another global level title as well to convert from their recent win.
Sneaky. I mean, Nongshim RedForce, when they won PMMI, they weren't on top of the leaderboards until literally the last game, right? They stole that tournament. And
ওরা ইসে
now
চলে
in
গেছে
this
টপ 3 এর
rondo,
মধ্যে এখন
with
ননসিম
that
রেড
many
ফোর্স।
points, ooh, these leaderboards are going to look dangerous.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Remember, E-Arena, Enigma Galaxy, again, going down a little bit earlier. That's going to close the gaps once more. And teams can start to catch up. It is looking level. And again, it's that marathon style that we've got on today with the 8 matches from the delays that we had yesterday. The 8 matches today are going to test these teams' endurance.
We still got so many games left.
Oh, I'm so excited.
This is just Toronto. We got 3 more Air Gales, 2 more Miramars. How's Aurora gonna roar back though? That's gonna be my question. You know, Doc, he did not like that one. They did not like that. Yeah, they were like, there's no way we get bad beat here. Hyunbin though, I mean, using that terraforming, you can just see for everybody out here that wants to be a professional player, these are the guys you got to look at here because, you know, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And Hyunbin, with those laydowns, applying those suppressive fires, predicting where they're going to pick those heads out, hit a few crucial knocks, and he won that for his team.
Absolutely, yeah. Getting those picks, absolutely crucial, like you say. And it is a really interesting feature. I think it's probably, for me, the most interesting feature of Rondo is the impact of those, well, actually, maybe 2, but the impact of having destructible terrain, being able to carve out those little divots, those little defilades with explosives. as well as the deployable cover flares, I think those two features make Rondo so interesting in these late game stages.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for those two features, I don't think either team would have been able to make it towards the end there. There was so much open ground, but they had to close it down. And the team to do it was Nongshim RedForce. We'll see you in a few.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
ও বটকা ভাই ক্রিস্টেলের 6-7 দেখছি গ্রুপে অনেক কালকে রাত থেকে পোস্ট হচ্ছে রেয়ার আইটেম ক্রিস্টেলের 6-7 একদমই রেয়ার
Last year, 4Thrives arrived at the PUBG Mobile World Cup with an entire country behind them. As the first Pakistani team to qualify for PMWC, reaching the world stage was already history. But once the matches began, they proved they had not traveled there just to participate.
He's got the flash. Got him as well. Nucky, no. How can you do it to him? They want that first place where you're going to have to prize it from his cold, dead hands. Squashed with a chance now, and he's able to close it down.
4Thrives finished second in the group stage, going directly into the grand finals and eventually securing 7th place in the world.
Last year, PMWC taught us to be more aggressive and more consistent to win this championship.
Their journey began at the PMGO Season 1 South Asia Finals, where they handled the pressure of playing at home and claimed the regional championship.
Now sending shots around the corner. So much damage done, and it's ended. 4Thrives get themselves a chicken dinner and secure an unbelievably good position.
That victory sent them to Jakarta for the PMGO Season 1 main event, where they would face teams from across the world. And on the opening day of the grand finals, 4Thrives took complete control.
Possible, but IQ's down. At T24, we're 1 versus 1. Weapon swap with the shotgun around his teammate. He finds it! He gets it done, and 4Thrives!
After 6 matches, they had collected 3 wins and 82 points, building a commanding lead at the top of the leaderboard.
After the 3 chickens on PMGO finals day 1, our confidence boosted a lot. Like, we didn't felt any pressure, and we knew we are going to win because we had a big lead.
The second day brought a different challenge. Every team in the lobby was chasing them, and every mistake could reopen the championship race. They finished with 122 points, 77 eliminations, and 3 wins to become the PMGO Season 1 champions, securing their return to PMWC. Last year, they arrived as history makers. This year, they arrive as global champions.
Nothing has changed for us. Our hunger is still the same. Even you can say we are more hungry for this PMWC trophy. We are even more confident than before. We have more experience. We believe that we can be the team who can win this back-to-back global trophy.
4Thrives have already shown that a Pakistani team can reach the world stage. Now, 4Thrives head to the PMWC at EWC 26, ready to prove that PMGO was not the end of their rise. It was only the beginning.
Hey, get us up on the left now!
Let's go.
I'm nading it, okay? I'm nading it.
Nade it on the Dacia, bro. He's low.
I don't have nades.
On Dacia is low.
I can drop the C4, wait.
He's low, headshot. Nice.
Last one on me.
Yes.
No, 2. Nice. Let's go. Get the loot. Go left, guys. Please, go left.
One guy right, one guy left.
Easy. They're 2 knocked. Zone will kick them.
Mark Overwatch, let's go left.
Let's go left. I'm running up.
Behind the tree.
Okay, I'm running up on him. Play time.
Behind the cup.
Kitleyim ben. Riske atmayacağım.
Taşla yatıyor galiba. Mermi çektim. Tarıyorum Cemal, full tarıyorum. Mermim yok ama.
Mermim kalmadı.
Lan gidin vurun, alana salacak.
Nice oğlum, nice.
เฮ้ยขวาตัวนึงขวาตัวนึงไปนอนอยู่นอนสวยตัวซ้ายเจ็บเล่นด้วยกันนะใจเย็นมองนี่คือเจ็บมาดิกันวิ่งมาเลยต้นไม้หลังต้นไม้เจ้ามาลูกกูสายกลางกดซ้ายกดขวาโอ้ยเฮียไม่วะ
This rondo would be the match to just kickstart a bunch of the teams that weren't performing well in this first two Miramars, and one of them being Aurora, showing on Kalaris one of the biggest throws that we have seen. They look so good until the end.
Everything was lining up so well. They threaded the needle down on the south to be able to get between GodLike and FURIA on that rotation. And I thought to myself, they're playing it fantastic. They're being able to hold a position, cautious of where Horror was, and then maybe flex out on that west side. But Max, the fight against Nongshim, who played an amazing game as well on the other side.
You can't hate too much on it because, yeah, Nongshim RedForce had some insane shots. Hyunbin in particular, the way he was able to every time to allow his teammates to push forward and he would cover them, but it wouldn't just be cover fire. He would literally tear down every single player on Aurora Gaming. I think he knocked out top twice in that final fight.
I'm not happy about it.
I'm very happy about it. If Kalaris is angry, I'm having a good day. So, yeah, but like, as you said, it was great rotations overall from Aurora, but the gunplay from Nongshim RedForce is what redeemed the game for South Korea.
And this is completely opposite from what we saw from Nongshim yesterday, right? Because we were talking about Hyunbin just being super aggro and going without his team and all of this, and he's done the complete opposite of that today here, going, I'll support you guys. I'll be that support player. I'll be the fragger, but I will let you guys go first.
I mean, it wasn't just this final fight for Nongshim RedForce that looked amazing. It was the parking layer control, dealing with anybody coming from silos, fighting into the circles as well. This for Nongshim RedForce was a masterclass of control.
The fight with E-Arena especially.
Yeah, the thing is, that fight on E-Arena was executed so well. It was so snappy, so quick. But the fact that they survive that fight in the city, right? Get outside the city, fight against the other teams that were 4 thrives, then win the fight onto Aurora, all of that, basically, while still keeping yourself up as a 4-man team is insanely impressive at this level of play.
I think there's very few teams that can make it look that good.
No, because, and this is the thing, is this is one of the teams that can go from 0 to 100, right? They were in that compound, they were there for a long time, they were just kind of keeping away from E-Arena here, and then they just unleashed the beast. I mean, look at these eliminations coming in from each of the players, so even across the board, and they just are able to just turn up the heat, go, okay, it's go time, and go for it.
Yeah, we usually talk about Hyunbin just being able to be the frag out power for this squad. TZ as well has been stepping up. It's good to see that all the players have been stepping up in this one. One of the biggest question marks that we have had for Nongshim, especially in this last 2 days, have been those placement points. And for them to finally get over that hump, getting that chicken dinner, considering that the Smash rule is going to be in play tomorrow, this is going to make them really happy. I know you're really happy about it.
I'm loving it, seeing Hyunbin and the boys getting so many points on board. But before this game, right, the placement points were at an all-time low. We just didn't see very many late game finishes from this team. But the fact is, and as we just saw on that graphic, right, they got eliminations on every single player. Very happy, but apparently Eren is your MVP of the game, and he had some really good fights, one of those onto 4 thrives. So good plays here from Eren that I didn't expect. I thought it would be definitely one play from Nongshim RedForce.
Well, Tizzy, the fact that he did 1,200 some damage from the parking bay. I mean, it's one of the highest spots in that circle, never mind the silos that exist there. So it's a great spot to be able to have those engagements from.
No, it was very good indeed. And mentioning Ulfra, because they were in an altercation with 4 thrives, and looking at the circle, I was like, okay, well, Nongshim has everybody in town to deal with. You've got 4 thrives having to deal with Ulf, and so Aurora were able to actually just have the complete west side kind of to themselves, get that long-range third party going, which is that's their MO, and that's probably why we saw them do so well. While they probably should have had that win, was they were long distance, they were able to have that long distance, put some distance between them and other teams. But for Nongshim, for them to actually third party over onto Ulf in the 4 thrives fight, just as 4 thrives were kind of getting cleared up, that is true. They do.
Ida has something personal with
They do. It's so true. It's so true. But Nongshim really showcasing how great their timing is and how well they can actually read the lobby, what's going on around them, and take advantage of that.
One team that we've been following as well, especially today, that has been starting to kickstart it, it's 4 thrives. 4 thrives. In this last match, they were controlling a lot of that north, but they were 2 split, even though they weren't man down. And this is something that we were harping on a lot yesterday from them, having unnecessary splits at times. They were being pinned down by Aurora, though.
They were being pinned down. It's a very difficult portion of zone. I don't think we've seen it be played that much. And so when it's so open like that, it is difficult to try and have the control that you really want. But yeah, there were some changes that could have been made to that.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that when you look at how Nongshim RedForce had to play it, in a very similar area, you see how flat that area is. You can't, there's a lot of times where people get stuck in urban endings and urban situations, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, that team on the outside is going to be able to hold them off. But you saw how flat it was. They couldn't put pressure onto anyone coming from their 4 thrives. They were there in a good spot, but they were there too early.
Yeah, actually looking at another team I feel like did really well this game is actually FURIA, right? Able to jump up here in 4th position, get himself a total of 60 points, 2 points behind the podium, held down by Enigma Galaxy. But this game, how they were able to do actually a big jump around the teams in the southern side against GodLike and also the side of Ida, and then getting in the city and sweeping teams. Sure, they don't get the win, but highly impressive from FURIA. They feel like now are building up their momentum. They're a very streaky team, and now I feel like the podium is where they want to head towards next.
That's back-to-back games too for FURIA, being able to just show that aggressiveness, getting those eliminations as well, maintaining themselves within the 4th place. Because one thing that we're kind of looking at is E-Arena starting to create a gap with some of those teams. That's something that 2nd place, especially of esports, they had 2 outstanding Miramarts, and in this one we saw Eden being able to get the MVP.
I just want to bounce off what you said about FURIA with the 2 good games, because I didn't like them moving into that silo location. I thought they could potentially backfill the west side after coming in super late on that south. But hey, they proved me wrong. I think that they really showed great presence of mind, great kind of space control when they were moving through, and were able to take the gunfights well.
Yeah, it was very nice indeed. I was watching them kind of how they were moving, because some teams like Aurora, right, you have your position and you kind of just stay there. There's not too much movement going on. For FURIA, they were in the middle of the silos, and yet they were always looking, always moving, always trying to figure out where the next play was going to be. So very mobile, very proactive thinking. You could tell from how these guys were moving. Yeah, just very proactive, and that's what you want to see in the middle of a city fight like that.
Yeah, we didn't see the second page there for a quick second, and I want to highlight one player from GodLike. Man, S-Power is putting up like so many great clutches. We had some clutches early on Miramar. He did it here on the hot drop right versus top. He was cooking the grenade, got the damage, forced the CQC. I really do believe, and my favorite player from India, by the way, normally is legit. But I got to say, S-Power is putting some global level fights here. He is looking highly impressive. And right now, I would say the best player in India by a significant margin.
Yeah, it's not even close, honestly, especially with S-Power. Now, all we need is to see what the Nongshim players were able to do, which just wasn't just one player. We need all the players from GodLike being able to step it up. But as we're going to be heading into the first Erangel, let's send it over to Barney and Luti.
Luti, what an absolute treat today is. I mean, 8 games, that's so many clutch can happen today. I know, 5 more maps to go,
Yeah,
so much more PMWC action to come. But I tell you what,
tell me,
we wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for the fans, right?
Of course, they're coming from all over the world.
That's right, and we've got some right here in the Gadir City grid as well, so why don't we check in with them?
Okay.
Okay, you want to check in?
Yeah, my side is better.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
all right.
I'm pretty sure my side is better.
Calm down, okay. All my fans on this side of the building, make some noise!
Nah. I think we're better. Please, from my side, make some noise! Yeah,
okay, now you know what you got to beat, guys. Now you know what you got to beat. Okay, I see some FURIA fans. Everybody, Fasambaruyo!
I see. I have 40 fans right there, and I can see in their own language as well. It is time. Shormacho! Look at them going. They are crazy.
Okay, you know what, Luti?
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
you can beat me 1-0. But we'll check in a little bit later today. Casters, who do you think won that?
I think the fans all won that. You know, I'm going to be completely equivocal, yeah, that's everybody won because we got to experience the energy that is going to be put towards this match, the first of our Erangels today, a triple billing. As we sidle over towards match 8 with Nongshim RedForce able to close down a clutch chicken dinner in the final moments of that last game. Now they turn their attention to the grassy pastures, and maybe we'll get an answer to our question about a couple of our other teams, Dukes, because of course the thoughts on everyone's minds when it comes to these Erangel situations is what is going to happen in Pachinki?
Yep.
Is Enigma Galaxy going to be left alone, or is Ida going to continue down their futile path?
Well, that's the question, because the only other question is Is Nigma Galaxy going anywhere else? And the answer's no, I'll tell you that. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen on the side of Pachinki. But who's gonna get these points, man? We're heading on over to good old-fashioned Airgale. We got 3 of these matches today, and this is the first one here in day number 2 of the finals. Live here in Paris, France. This is the PUBG Mobile World Cup.
It's so American of you to say Paris, France, as if anybody was laboring under the delusion it was Paris, Texas. Come on. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. We're here.
It's about the same heat, though, I'll tell you that right now, because it was hot outside today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been pretty hot in these games as well, as we are channeling the sun. Even when it's hiding behind the moon, cheeky little sun, you know, got to get him back. We did indeed, but we are going across Erangel once more. The plane path splitting the middle in the most horizontal flight I think I've ever seen.
Right, that's as dead center as it gets right there, literally, right down the middle. And you can start seeing these teams start to spread out. Top players, Aaron right now leading the charge when it comes to damage. But man, those leaderboards changing things up. E-Arena still up on top there. Enigma Galaxy down in 3rd, Wolfred behind them. But Aurora and Nongshim RedForce pushed themselves up. Now you can see Nongshim in 5th place with 59 points. That's a much more comfortable position. But we are starting to see some point gaps already starting to be present. This is the most important day here, folks, because that's what's going to set that smash point threshold. And E-Arena have a nice little gap here, so they're a little bit comfortable, but it ain't over yet. They got to keep that aggression up all day long.
Hey, you know what? I talked about it before, right? E-Arena, chicken dinner towards the start of the day, and then what happens, right? It's that question, then what happens? Oh, by the way, Ida, not in Pachinki.
Ida আসে নাই? আসবে?
Enigma Galaxy will be left alone. It is a Gatka split drop for Ida.
Oh,
thank you.
Time.
Thank you so much to all the coaches, to all the analysts, to the players. I love it.
Shout out to everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Shout out to Naruto.
Oh, yeah.
Get that that Ninetales Furies Og, baby. You gotta get it here quick before it's gone. As the Naruto Uzumaki event is still going on. We had a nice little show match earlier. Got to see some of the A7 boys once again. Man, putting in some work. Dropping them jutsus. Them ninjutsus. Substitution jutsus.
That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told they're called.
এরকম কেন কোয়ালিটি আসলে?
Beautiful stuff. I mean, we saw that show match earlier today, which was great fun.
It's
Everyone had a good time with it.
Calaris,
You know, Alpha 7 have to win something.
Yeah, they got to win something, that's for sure. You know, anytime we get to hear Calaris cast the show match, Izzy loves to do those. So I'm so glad he was able to be able to get one in.
He looked pretty good with the headband as well.
Yeah, he did. He rocked the red one too. I was like, man, this guy is styling today. Should have kept it on all day, in my opinion.
I think he has. I saw him backstage. He was running with his arms behind his back. Yeah, he does that everywhere.
Wow. I like it. It's a good look. He should hold on to it. Speaking of good looks, right? Ulf looking pretty good today. I mean, they're in 2nd place. They've been getting a ton of eliminations here. It's gonna be interesting to see how this whole thing fares out. I'm interested to see kind of how teams develop their mindset here going into today specifically, because I think a lot of squads just need to pretend like, hey, this is match 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got our rondo out the way, now into Erangel.
Yeah, Aaron doing a lot of work for the team. Right now, the elims he's been able to find, putting them away from a lot of different scenarios. He's been able to extract just these sneaky little flush steals once or twice, as well as the rest of Ulf doing a lot more. They had a really solid position during that rondo. There were some difficult south shifts that forced them off that high ground mountain quite a while into the zones, which kind of took a little bit of momentum away from them, but the fact that they're able to convert and get a decent line on that game was pretty great, and getting that match MVP title as well for Aaron. So yeah, in 2nd place, good news for them. One step closer to E-Arena. it's a very tight grouping over towards the top side of these tables still. I mean, there is a bit of a drop-off, I think, you know, from 9th all the way up to 2nd. It's fairly flexible still, given the number of matches we've still got left to play, but it's going to get a lot more solid, and teams beneath that, I feel like you're stretching a little bit far now to try and catch up.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of time, right? I mean, we got to look at the math of it. I mean, there's a lot of games still left to be played. I get where you're going with this, though, right? With how these top teams are performing, it's getting real scary here, right? So if you want to be able to make a run for that first place, you got to start performing here, right now. Especially for that 9th place on down. It really is starting to get chicken dinner time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we've seen teams go, you know, back-to-back, triple chicken dinner. So for all you guys that are fans there of, you know, 4 Thrives, Vitality, Flat, S2G, all the squads down there, you know, give your team your energy, right? Start spamming the chat. They need that positive reinforcement here because they are not even close to out of the running there. We got a lot of matches left to go, a couple good wins, and boom, they're at the top.
I'm looking right now at what Enigma Galaxy are doing. This split, we saw it from them in the previous stages they played in their group stage. They leave 2 players in Pachinki. They send 2 players out really, really wide. We've been denied the opportunity to see this happen over the course of these grand finals because of the hot drop with Ida. But now they are unleashed. They've been able to not only get the early loot truck and try and get a little bit of a duplicate on that as well, but they have been able to send out that early duo scout that they seem to find to be successful. They sent out towards Milta Power before on a game that they were able to win in the end, and they now have a foothold over towards the west side in the fields that stretch out to the north of Quarry. And they'll have to figure out how to regroup at some point, but for now there are still there's still a permeable line across the middle of this zone as the arena tried to make it a little bit more waterproof and don't let the Eagle fly.
And the Eagle is grounded here. He's going to go to the lobby. That's the first elimination. Joker catching it. And that is devastation for this lobby because, I mean, the Arena are red hot today. Just straight aggression, putting on some points on the board. That 2-2 split you called out there from Enigma Galaxy is great to see. See how well it works out for them, though. As they're putting that 2-2, yeah, because if the zone goes on over to the east side, they got a position locked down. If it goes on over to the west, they got a spot. So just depending on where the zone goes, but at the same time, it's difficult to get there. That's going to be through the bridge side. Nobody gatekeeping it, so they should have a clean path on in. But we're still in the very, very early game here. Only 1 player in this lobby has been eliminated.
Yeah, only the 1 pickup found. We saw that. Over onto Tianba as well, which is not going to be friendly. They had a real glow up into the survival stage, I think it's safe to say. But here, it's not quite been as consistent. And that's probably likely to the fact that you're adding the top 10 teams back in. Right? You're coming back into the lobby with the teams that directly qualified. Tianba, it's great that they've gained that confidence. This is not the Tianba we saw in their group stage. But there is a little bit more force to come up against. And that's, I think what they're trying to come to terms with.
This lobby is wild. It really is. I love to see just the progression here of PUBG Mobile. Back in the day, we had like a handful of good teams and everybody else was kind of pretty far down when it came to skill. But the skill gap has been closed, and teams are going to have to get moving real quick here. That 2-2 split working out for Enigma Galaxy, considering that they have a couple players in this area. Vitality's right behind them, though. Coops got to get away from this one. He's on the drive. Trying to sneak away here. Serpentine, he's down low. Can he get away? No.
So close. And remember, the 2-2 split there means that he's just not got the cover of another of the rest of his teammates to actually take that fight. So for Enigma Galaxy, this is the worst case scenario. They've left Satan alone out on the western side. Ralph and Lord unlikely to be able to push on through. Ulf losing Aaron though, as they rotate out to the west as well, is a pretty big pickup for the lobby to be able to find that one. And in the center of this, it starts to get crunched in. Arena, I feel like they've got a pretty solid spot on this. Vitality trying to line the edge of that swamp. Defend it like an ogre.
Run, Satan, run. He's all by himself, just trying to find a position for the rest of his team, but the rest of his team is going to have a tough time rotating on over to him.
Yeah, that's. I was just having a little chuckle to myself about how it looks like Satan's trying to go over the north, and the other duo from Nick McGalaxy, it looks like they're trying to go around the south. And
yeah,
the Benny Hill music was playing in my head. They were chasing each other's tails, and neither one able to catch it. But it's going to be a set straight through the middle. I mean, for Nick McGalaxy, it's a repair play. Lovely little thread on the needle there for IQ. Over towards Federalis, and they share the swamp across the way.
Nice little pop shot. Oh, they want this. Okay, 14's on the push. Here come 4 Thrives now. Battling it out. Huzaifa up close and personal. Axel driving away, using that hovercraft to find an off angle. That's going to make things interesting. Vitality going to have to make some plays, though. Irina catching out Raouf, so that 2-2 split not working at all. Bounce nade is going to be good from Huzaifa. And 4T turning things around here. There's another one!
Hell yeah.
You had to know it was coming, Axel, and you pay the price.
T24 does get flushed in the meantime. S2G third-partying this from the south side. Hot Jukes Razak is in the hovercraft, but it starts to go up in flames, and down he goes. 4 Thrives. Ruthless aggression roll-up coming on in. Hit them with the suplex and take them down out of the ring. They are no longer in this Royal Rumble.
Ooh, welcome to Suplex City, baby. That's how you do it. 4 Thrives getting hot. 4 eliminations, taking out Team Vitality with a great shutdown there. And now you can see on the side of Everest, Team Flash, they're going to be holding that high ground. Next circle about to pop. Are we going to see another crazy hard shift? We'll find out. Lord getting eliminated here, and south we go. Yoink!
All right. I mean, to be fair, this is actually kind of chill, given the layout of all of our teams,
sure,
right?
We're already here.
A lot of them decided to go down south. The major feature that caused this is those fields, right, that sit to the south of Hospital. Nobody wants to sit in them. It is really nasty to be in that sort of area, as well as Everest being a roadblocker on the northeast side of it. It creates this lineup. So teams funneled into the south side, so a circle like this actually benefits the majority of the lobby.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I mean, they were already all set up in this position. The zone going here, super beneficial. This is a huge spot here, and it's a battle of contention. Aurora starting to push Nongshim RedForce. It's a rematch, and Nongshim RedForce win once again.
No doubt in my mind that's how it should have gone in that last match. They make it happen, repeating history. And does that mean that Aurora are living up to the definition of insanity? I don't know, but they're going to have to change something if they want to win the fights against Nongshim and join them back up on the podium, because they are putting some pace down now, the South Korean side, opening distance and take control of an area on the south edge of this circle. Putting pressure onto S2G, stopping GodLike potentially moving in, as well as Flash off in the distance.
I've had the pleasure of being able to spend some good quality time with the players from Aurora, especially after their performance at PMGC. And I'll tell you one thing, if I know these guys, they are fuming right now.
Well, you know, it's not infrequent that Doc wins the MVP award, despite not winning this tournament.
Yeah.
And he's not necessarily on track to do that here, but yeah, it's evident that they definitely are gunning for this top spot, but right now they're being denied.
Yeah, let's take a look, though, as we move on over to some of these other fights. Now 14 teams are remaining. We got Aurora, Vitality out. A couple players from some other squads out as well. Wolf did lose a player early on. But E-Arena, 2 eliminations. They are the big squad in this lobby. Got a nice position in this zone as well. It's going to be really interesting to see how this game is going to fare. Also, can't wait to hear what the Deaths has to say, especially about like that Enigma Galaxy split. I hope we hear from them because it's such an interesting play.
Well, I mean, that circle shift out to the west side that went so quickly kind of devastated them. If it hadn't been as hard, it basically, I think almost any other circle, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as devastating for them. It was just so nasty because everybody started flooding west almost immediately. Oh, speaking of difficult circle shifts, that is pretty nasty. But yeah, the regroup was then completely blocked off.
It did it
the
again.
gap started to close, and the backstop for Enigma Galaxy wasn't pacey enough to catch up this time. Yeah, disappointing, unfortunate. Maybe they need a hot drop to be able to perform well in these games. Maybe Ida should go back to Pachinki, and that's what they've read into. But you know, Ida pretty happy with themselves that they did right now, because they have that Gatka position. They are one of the only teams in the northeast side in these open fields.
And they get blessed here in this circle, and that just goes to show sometimes a hot drop is good to avoid. Satan all by himself. Oh, he's so in trouble. It's on fire. That Murado, he's gonna have to pop out, lay down, and Nongshim RedForce right there. This is like literally the worst location he can be stuck into. Not good. Well, yeah, just a bad game for Enigma Galaxy overall. Still a couple more though in the books.
It's not terrible for him in this position, right? You have this little defilade, you're kind of covered off from the buildings out in the open. The nades, though, from Nongshim RedForce does make it all the more terrible.
That
the
looks pretty
speed
terrible.
with which they rolled up does make it harder, but he's still got a little bit of fire in the belly.
Less terrible now. Yeah, Satan on the move. Did get a nice knock there, and now it's bad.
Okay, yeah, well, he's not there anymore. My point was, there is a little bit of cover, and teams on that ridgeline can't necessarily peek over the top. The reason that they were able to do so is because there isn't so many teams out in the open fields, right? And if it happened a little bit later, maybe that would have changed. So I think I read a little bit too much into that to call it enough cover. But either way, he does go down.
6 shot, though.
One of the very few players to be able to knock Hyunbin on that trade, though.
Yep, that was really nice.
Just saying.
Just saying, indeed. Not an easy feat.
Hora.
Wow, what happened to Hora?
They tried to roll in from the west side, and it didn't work. I think that's a pretty apt summation of what's about to happen.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, you do. Orangutan have a real opportunity, though, to find an isolated outpost as the south side gets hot as well.
Yeah, it's getting hot indeed. You can see Oh So Easy on fire. They're down to 1 HP. He's going to get knocked. AlUla looking to take out Nongshim RedForce.
S2G.
And yeah, here comes S2G. This Wizard Tower is by far one of the most dominant positions in this zone, and that's why so many teams, they want it, and they want it bad. S2G on the push. They know that that Wizard Tower is weak from this hillside. Starting to throw some utility out, trying to see if they can get a good opening knock here.
Seems like they're slowing it down, though. Over on the northwest side, you've got E-Arena at loggerheads. Scrapping it out across the way as well with Furia. 2 players, 3 players now down. Tourniquet's on the inside, terminating with the P90. Pops the reload there, gets the ammo back into control, and the res can come through as well for the backlines. Furia are going to get dismantled, and they get taken down.
Oh, it's rough, especially considering they lost out to E-Arena. They feed E-Arena 4 more points. The White Rabbit really on the run here. Hopping to victory. Next zone, where's he going? If it centers up, it's gonna be disgusting as that field is wide open. Okay, it goes to the north side.
Is it like a rule that the circle has to touch the edge of the previous one in this game?
Just hug it.
It's just like, yeah, I just pick a point around the circle. Yep. I attach myself to that. See what we're gonna go for. Another hard shift is crazy, but it's a crazy fight unfolding for GodLike as they find one, try and trade it around the corner with Team Flash, and Tops goes down, put into the meat grinder there.
Let's go at Mino, getting a nice knock and finish. 4 points on the side of GodLike. Haven't had the hottest of starts here. Still putting up some points on the board, though. OG, other Indian team, putting in some nice knocks. And GodLike OG are right next to each other on the leaderboards. Again, still a lot of matches left to be played. This could be that start for them to take charge. A few good games is all it takes.
There's fewer and fewer matches, though, getting played. AlUla try and roll up, try and take this fight with S2G. But it's not going super well for them as they haven't even been able to find that knock onto Hamzy. Down the hill, he was able to survive on a sliver of HP, gets the healing done nice and fast, and S2G can transition now without AlUla breathing down their necks. They've only got 1 player, and Yasser is already sending out into the open. Four Thrives getting roadblocked on the northern rotate as Ulf and the Arena sit in front of them. AlUla losing their final backstop, and GodLike now trying to roll up into the engagement as Ida takes shots from a distance.
Yeah, and that's it for AlUla. Now you got S2G that we're holding this Wizard Tower here, but is now outside of the circle. They're gonna have to get moving. Meanwhile, you got Tianba trying to get rezzed up here. Out in the open. They got a couple busted up vehicles here for cover, utilizing those smokes as well, but the pressure is imminent. Now comes Scarface. Scarface with a nice nade onto Joker. That's gonna finally pepper E-Arena's position. But now E-Arena are in this next zone. GodLike trying to possibly gatekeep this. I almost ran right into that nade. That was dangerous.
Solo remaining for Nongshim.
Did they spot him?
A spiteful look in his eye, a glint, a gleam of malice, but it's spotted by Solke. He sees that one gleaming in the grass and puts it down. Snake out of action.
That's huge. Now they don't got to worry about that anymore, but now they got to worry about GodLike as they got one of those players up close and personal. Gonna switch on fights on over to this fight though, as E-Arena, top team in the lobby, still alive. Now we're back.
Hey, they're more than alive. They're kind of thriving on this northwest side in that fight. Goodness me. GodLike losing their backstop there as Mino goes down. And now playing on as two. Chunks being torn out of everyone as TourneyK continues to turn up the heat with that P90. Finds a load of elims from Ulf.
TourneyK now taken out. That is huge. That's going to be from Aching. Tianba now getting in the mix. They know it's E-Arena, so if you're Tianba, this needs to be your hard focus here. You want to be able to slow them down.
I mean, you want to, sure. You absolutely do, but the question is, can you? With TourneyK out, you're right, without that P... Oh, wait, hang on a minute. I think Joker was able to recover the P90 just there.
Do you have ammo for it, though?
I believe he was able to pick everything up there from the body. But it's a hard shift again.
What is going on?
It has to touch the previous circle.
It's a rule.
I'm telling you. It's something about this game. Four Thrives, they're going to have to leave, but they may have to leave one of their players behind as Falak has taken a knee. Scarface down low. Last player alive for Ulf. A nade over the top from
Down
IQ.
low.
Good bounce.
Too slow.
Rolls under. Right behind the wheel arch and it's right in his face.
Bye-bye.
Scarface, you can't chew that.
Oh, man, he ate that one. And Four Thrives on the move. IQ going on over to Falak. Gets the res right on time. Save.
Able to keep things alive. No idea what that was. Able to keep him alive, but Azaifa not so lucky. As Falak will get back to his feet. But they have a long road to tread now. S2G covering off the south rotate, and I feel like E-Arena sweeping around may not be the worst idea. Maybe try and push through Four Thrives. Continue on, challenge S2G's backstop, maybe. Oh, it's a difficult approach. No matter which way you cut it. But for E-Arena, they're already on 6 elims, Dukes. They're already into the top 6. They're having a good game, and everybody from 2nd down to 6th has already gone down.
Oh, Schweppes spins out and gets punished. Falak barely moving out the way, gets a couple, but now there's Mormon up. IQ, got to make a play here. You need to stop E-Arena. They have been too dominant so far. They are putting in work. They take down Falak. Now Mormon gonna have to run away. This nade looks good from IQ though. Oh, it gets to secure. Four Thrives finally shut down E-Arena.
Okay, so they are drawn a little bit shorter than they could have gone. Really nice hold there from Falak, I think, on that roll-up from E-Arena. He was able to do so much damage. Unfortunately, not able to survive, but IQ was, and he was able to put a 10th elimination on the cards there for Four Thrives. They have been blasting on this western side in the thick of it. The fight, seemingly, where the flower of their success has bloomed. IQ now rolls over the top, steps up with Aching, and he swings out wide. Nearly sends to the sky, but will take the tumble, finally going down, and breaches them up to 60 points.
Oh, and now he said, I'll take that buggy, thank you very much. As he's gonna go ahead and head into this next zone. Uh-oh, getting shot up, though, that hurt!
I don't think he is.
And S2G said, no, sir, not today.
Not getting in here, access denied. Hey, you know what's brilliant?
What's that?
Ida didn't hot drop, and now they're in the final circle.
Oh!
Isn't that great?
It's almost like it was a good idea.
Who'd have thought? Who could have thought that not dying immediately would be a good idea? Orangutan trying to break out from their compound on the north side, but again, so open. Two teams with broadside on you. I don't think you last that much longer here. A cop on that north edge. I feel like we're just waiting for him to go down here.
Oh, yeah.
And he falls.
Goodbye, and S2G finally starting to make some noise here in Erangel, but it's S2G versus Ida.
Two teams from Turkey. Out in the open, though, S2G definitely have control of this circle.
Oh, yeah.
At the moment, Ida are completely penned in within their compound, and with this circle, they have to leave. There is no two ways about it.
Man.
They have to get out of there. The question is how you do it. The start needs to be a big pick.
The zone didn't touch the edge.
Oh my goodness. Crazy.
What a change up here. Kamikaze able to find a P90 and full level 3 gear. Oh man, that is just so good on the side of S2G. Gotta be careful though, he's gonna be hiding behind this tree. Cannot afford to get knocked, but they have full control of the circle. Ida have to move out. If you're Ida right now, you really need to kind of start peeking and trying to find a pick. If you can get a good knock here.
I think. No, they're just mounting up. I mean, look at the timers on those smokes.
Oh,
yeah, they're just going to go for the vehicle rollout and try and crash it. They're going to try and read the zone. The laying out back, the laying out wide for S2G. They've left a trap for Lost to be able to find the pickup, but Rita may be able to find something. The fact that there's only one knock set to Ida is not great for S2G, but finally get a second. There is finally an answer, and Emre charges in, but the ammo count is very, very low there, and they've already lost 2.
Trying to get this confirmation. He should be able to get at least 1. Yeah, he'll take that point. All right, well, that's a consolation prize. But S2G looking to make this happen unless Darkin gets a good shot. He's only got 21 rounds left.
In the Mini 14.
And Kamikaze's full level 3'd out. That's going to be a hard knock.
I mean, there's plenty of ammo left in the back pocket there.
Oh,
Kamikaze.
ouch.
Oh, what a lineup. Steps out a little bit too wide there. And Emre able to shut it down, but he's getting crunched in by the zone. Forced in, but S2G seemed like they had complete broadside here, but now we're in a 2 versus 2. Emre steps back into the blue. Baits Sulke out for the peak, but doesn't quite confirm. He's still down on his belly, though. Stands up, goes for the fight. Does take a lick back, but Sulke puts him down. A 1 versus 2 as Darkin spreads out wide, tries to sweep over towards the off angle.
Hit the gas. Darkin coming up close and personal. It has Suji with the DVS. And nah, not today. This is our game to win. That's a big S2G chicken dinner.
S2G going God mode at the end there. Chokehold on the zone, able to take it all down. Nobody standing in their way. Really nicely felt there on that south edge. For Ida, a little bit too passive in their zone, in their compound, but they survived deep into the match, Jukes, and that is a good result. I feel like they were able to do, well, I know that they were able to do a lot more than they've done in any other Erangel over the course of this tournament.
Yeah, or any other game in this tournament.
Of these finals.
Yeah, this is huge for the side of Ida. Honestly, a great finish. They were stuck in those buildings. That's a hard one to win. I just personally would rather see them just from those buildings really try to pursue a knock before just randomly sending it in. I think that would have been the play, but hey, you know what? To each their own. Sometimes you got to go for it. It could have gone either way, but S2G, I mean, they're so good at just popping people out of vehicles that it just made it hard. But we did see that solo player from Ida really put in work towards the end, almost turned things around for them.
I mean, Emery was doing a lot over in the open field there. I feel like what happened there was that they got information on the back lines on towards where Lost was, and they were able to flow out that way, and that's what they went for in those final moments. Maybe a little bit overinvested on the angle though.
Let's listen in to hear what they have to say on that match.
Sürünüyor ya.
Eve bak. Evdeki arabayla çıkıyor, sağda çıkıyor.
Tamam. Hamsi çok iyi bakman lazım ona.
Hadi arabayı
bakacağım.
Ha, çok mermim yok, sıkmayacağım, gelsin.
Geliyor, sana geliyor. Pozisyon alacağım.
Nice oğlum, nice. Çok iyisin.
That sounded really chill. That sounded really chill, relaxed. They felt in control, and I could smell it.
Oh yeah, they knew that that was their win. Yeah, let's get high, folks. This is what it's all about. The best of the best on the planet, battling it out for some major money. What a game. S2G finally get their win here, and we still got a whole bunch of more games coming up.
WHOAMI 26, I'm the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than the record-breaking man, Snacks Gaming. Snacks, how are you enjoying Paris so far?
I'm in amazing bonjour and representing India here doing the watch party. I'm the first Indian ever to host a watch party officially from the S-tier tournament, World Cup. First Indian ever to do the watch party, and I'm super proud that these 8 boys, the game they showed in the group stage, the way they qualified, the standard they have set, because we don't get to play regularly these lobbies, and the way they adapted these lobbies and the way they qualified made us proud, and that's why I'm here.
That's the biggest one, the way that they have adapted to the lobby. I feel like it's one of their biggest strengths too. We saw that with OG, we saw it with GodLike as well. Talking about GodLike, no more hot drops out of that team. They started performing a lot better here in these last matches.
In the group stage, as they said, they did try to experiment the drop fights. I mean, they had a lot of drop fights, but initially for the first day of the group stage, they didn't feel good after taking the drop fights. They switched the playstyle, and now they're playing safe for the initial part of the drop. Then after that, if they survive 4-man, you have seen the players' potential. The way S-Power clutched, I mean, I feel like it's going to be the clutch of the tournament. The way he played, the gunpower these boys have is insane. I just want them to stick together, play 4-man together, because in this lobby, it's all about team game. It's all about the way these teams isolate fights. And I wish they play together and they bring something really good performance back for India.
And I'm hoping that's going to be the case, especially with the first round that we just saw, and then on the upcoming matches as well. I think they will be able to bounce back. I have GodLike finishing in top 5 and OG finishing in top 10.
Damn.
What are your predictions, brother?
I mean, I just want them to do good, because we don't know the struggle they have been going through. We don't know the grind, how much grind they have did. Everything answers only through the gameplay. I wish we get top 5 for both the teams. It's going to be a huge thing for India, because again, I said, we don't get used to play regularly in these lobbies, and we get more opportunities because of these boys. And all these players watching from India, all these esports players watching from India, they'll get inspired and they'll feel motivated to do more for the country.
100%. Shukriya, bhai. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show, and I hope that the Indian teams continue to step it up. Back for some more PMWC at EWC 26. Great interview with Snacks Gaming. I'm glad that he was able to make it here to Paris, EWC 26 for PMWC, the grand finals. But let's talk about this game, because S2G, we finally got a chance to see S2G the way that we have been wanting them to, pretty much having to grind out that circle, having to push people away like they were able to do with AlUla.
It was clearly a Turkish wombo combo right there. First and second place got Ida getting himself the second place finally, right? Can talk about that a bit later on. But yeah, S2G, beautiful fight onto AlUla. There was GodLike, there was also Nongshim RedForce, and they were all vying for that one Harry Potter tower down on the southern edge. And overall, the fighting capabilities of S2G have been soaring in the finals, and we just see more consistency, which is what I was hoping to see from this roster.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy right now the classic Kamikaze, which is now canonically known as just a full center as a one player, and then just dominate from there. And the thing is, Kamikaze can get it done, which is super interesting. He just exerts a lot of control. Soul K from the backlines on that anchor, super cool. Wouldn't call it a wombo combo. I wouldn't be comboing Ida with S2G. That's not fair. I'd have them separately. You know, S2G, you know, maybe up here, and then Eda maybe down here, something like that.
I feel like that was the only time I could really say it, so that's why.
Sitting at the end giggling at you guys. Can I just hand it over to IQ? Can I just
Yes,
like, an MVP right now? Because holy guacamole, the clutch insanity from IQ right now. Obviously, you know, we kind of want the rest of Four Thrives to join in on that action, but the clutch ability and also the decision making and the macro calls from IQ right now is insane. Also, the opening fights and frags that IQ is doing. We obviously saw it on the rooftop. I think I blinked. I think me and Max just kind of blinked, and I was like, wow, that was the fastest kill I've kind of seen. But like, it's insane the performance coming out of a single player right now.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw him being able to get that first knock on Vitality. I ended up jumping off my seat, Max, because that was such a good opening, and it was actually the decision making, as you were just mentioning, Lace. The decision making from this squad is something that we keep kind of questioning, but they were able to just send it right away to Vitality without even thinking about it. They were like, one knock, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good decision making overall. We're just trading mics all over the place. But no, it's lovely to see that IQ gets that opening knock with an insanely accurate burst spray. Right, that was just a beautiful execution. And the team is like, well, we have the man advantage. Might as well send it and actually get that engagement. So yeah, IQ's just been spectacular, not just in terms of the eliminations able to get. We're just trading stuff right now still. But also in the terms of the opportunities he is able to create for the entirety of a team. And when an opportunity has been made, man, they just fully send it.
They do fully send it. Let's take a look. Actually, I want to see Four Thrive stats so far, because this team is one that has been picking it up so far today. They've been getting those eliminations. I want to see a little bit more placement points out of this squad, especially for this last match. IQ, it's not just Falag too, Blank, because that's one thing that we always talk about Four Thrives. Falag, who Saifa has been able to step it up to when we ended up thinking about PMGO. T24 is that player that just really hasn't been performing that well. I'm hoping is going to start picking it up.
I mean, T24 has always been a really good player, right, overall, which has been nice to see. But you're right, Huzaifa putting a lot of work here. IQ, you were talking about clutch ability with the macro play as well on side. I mean, he's making some good calls right now. I think for this game, you're getting deeper and deeper into these matches is a really, really important thing for Four Thrives. There was a lot of love from the crowd there as well, which was great to see. Also, going to just say, why have you got a heavier mic than to all of us? Your mic like
Here, let's switch it.
What, you want yours back? King Mike.
So I can talk to Tomash.
This one's like less. Ooh.
It's better.
Yeah, this one's lights, you know? Light on my feet, on the desk. You can call this a desk, it's more of a couch. But yeah, overall, I think I completely agree with you. Macro-wise, looking great. I do just want to kind of bring it back to Tianba right now. They did drop in.
Max, don't leave me hanging. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, please go on.
Let's chat about Tianba, right? We had a lot to talk about them today, didn't we, Lace? They've dropped in a new sub now in Shallow. Milu's out for the time being. I think that the team definitely slowed down. Slowed down in a big way. It is hurting them a lot. We're not seeing those snap decisions anymore.
Yeah, it's not even like that they're trying to do something a little bit different. It's now just their strategy is not working for it's insane to see. They're still making the same strategies, the rotates, but when going into a fight now, they seem to be losing it, which they're playing their same game, but it's not working out for them. So I'm seeing I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
Me too. And one team that's been picking it up, especially here in the last couple of games too, has been OG. OG has been able to step it up. We saw them finish in the top 4 situation right there. And they've been seeing, we even saw them in Rondo being able to get eliminations too, switching it up a little bit more, using the Rondo, since they're able to revive people, trying to be more aggressive, Max.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see the aggression we witnessed from them back in their respective group, right? It kind of fizzled out. They've been more passive from time to time. But no, here actually a really good 2-2 split, maintaining that high ground position up north and sending 2 players down. I understand the reasoning behind it, but at the end, pushing that compound is incredibly rough onto Ida as we check out all of the winning teams off today. But I do want to highlight here before we do wrap up this desk, man, Ida finally gave up the drop onto Nigma Galaxy. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
It's good, right? You know, getting a second place off the back of that is cool. I was almost expecting them to clutch up there versus S2G, because that is very typical Ida, is just to get all the way to an end game and then just have a really silly win at the end of it.
Yeah, Ida, sorry, I'm thinking about FURIA because I saw them being able to get that chicken dinner earlier in the day. But Ida, yes, I agree with both of you. I'm glad that they finally just stopped doing that hot drop and decided to change the mentality because they were in last place before they decided to make that change. One team that's currently not in last place and is wanting to challenge that first place is none other than FURIA, and I believe Kalara's got a chance to talk to them.
Hey guys, of course I am down here on the stage with AlUla as I have him after this great performance here throughout day number 2 of the finals. My first question here for Erengel is, Miramar, that late game and what threats you might face.
Queria perguntar como é que foi o jogo de Miramar para vocês, né? Ali no final, como é que vocês estavam se sentindo ali no late game? Qual foi a estratégia de vocês?
E aí, tudo bem? Esse jogo aí a gente começou perdendo o chifre, só que a gente não desistiu e continuou querendo. A gente jogou bem esse jogo mesmo estando em trio. Então a gente ganhou os morros, foi jogando juntos e a gente conseguiu ganhar a play.
So it was very nice play. We managed to get it through with 3 players, so it was really important for us. We made the right decisions and we could get it.
Awesome. So let's talk about the Rondo for a moment, because that was great as well. You guys eventually entered into the silos, the urban area and things like that. And I thought you were going to be in a lot of trouble, but you actually looked amazing in that execution. So what were your concerns on Rondo? Who were you kind of looking out for and how did you execute that?
A partida de Rondo também foi muito boa, né? Vocês entraram ali no silo e ficaram por ali. Parecia que ia dar ruim algumas horas, mas conseguiram sair muito bem. Quais eram as suas preocupações ali nessa queda e nessa partida? O que vocês estavam sentindo?
Nessa partida de Rondo, a gente começou bem, fazendo mais kills no começo, depois fomos pegando mais kills, só que a gente errou em algumas coisas no finalzinho que a gente depois da play conversou, então tomara que nas próximas plays a gente consiga ajeitar tudo para conseguir ganhar esse campeonato.
So it was a pretty nice match. We managed to get some kills on the start and in the middle game, but by the end we did some mistakes, but after the game we talked, we solved those mistakes and we are better for the next ones.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for joining me here, AlUla. That is it for us here down on the stage.
Thank you, Kalars, and thank you, AlUla, as well, for that great answer. And yeah, for this team, I mean, they started off hot today. This last match, though, ended up being a big old donut. I think they'll be able to bounce back.
AlUla, you may have your driver's license back. I will bestow it upon you once more, because now the decisions to use the vehicle are working for you and not just going in there and seeing what sticks. But no, look, the elimination consistency from FURIA is, you know, we always speak about it. They are a sort of an aggressive, dominant team. But now, you heard it from them. They're taking it there. They are moving a little bit further in placement points, which is exciting to see, especially on the map where they they got their chicken dinner and the way that they were able to just wait. Sometimes they just get a little bit too happy, aggressive, and they're like, you know what, we're going to create our own play. However, the patience that they are showing now, especially Max, it's just working for them, and it's a great FURIA look.
It really is. I mean, I kind of want to go a little bit deeper almost on FURIA in the sense that I was expecting Silence and AlUla to put up big numbers, which they still are on occasion, but I feel like Higor has really risen up the ranks in this tournament. He's gotten so many great plays. Sometimes where players will give him a lot of 1v1s, and you don't want to do that to Higor because you will get those eliminations if you give them that slightest opportunity to fight back. But yeah, Higor is looking great. So literally the entirety of FURIA has that potential to be in the top 10 players in this event.
But you got to remember, Igor, too, is a player that has won MVP in the past for Americas, too, when he ended up being in previous teams before joining FURIA, right? So we know that he can definitely put up those points. We just want to see Silence even more. Silence, what's your pick for MVP? But let's take a look at the overall so we can see where some of these squads are currently sitting at, because I would love to see where FURIA is currently at, with E-Arena still being in first place, the gap being there about 18 points from Ulf Esports.
Well, I mean, for AlUla and Chief as well, like back in Liquid days, I think for, honestly, those boys, the big thing about their team play was that they locked down endgames massively. They massively locked down endgames. We're not quite getting there yet. We are slowing things down, like you say, Lace, which is a very, very good thing to get those placement points on board. But I think that as soon as we start seeing FURIA in those endgames, we're looking really good. Enigma Galaxy's still up there. Ulf looking fantastic. I mean, it's more consistent than anything. They haven't really been a big driver in these matches, but sitting at 67 points right now, I think they can push that a little bit further. But Aurora slowly slipping down these rankings now.
Yeah, Aurora is starting to be a bit of a red flag for me as well, Lace.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing to see. They're getting active and busy in sort of these mid games, but they're not sort of pushing it any further than that and not sort of solidifying any eliminations. It's kind of like, I feel like Aurora and especially Ulf, they're obviously doing well. They're not on that second page, but I kind of feel like they're just sliding by. Consistency's there. I would say Aurora has dropped more consistency than Ulf, for example, but I'm kind of just feeling like they're grazing by.
I mean, Aurora, actually, if you compare it, the placement points to the teams above them, they all got wins, right? 1 win, 2 wins. So actually, the placement points are not bad. It's just really the eliminations they're missing out on. Second page, though, teams
Which is wild.
Yeah, starting to still linger down here. But keep in mind, Ida started the day with 2 points. Now they got 25. They're not in the bottom rank anymore.
Stop hyping them up. They've had one good game.
I got to praise them. They didn't hot drop, okay? So I don't want them to go back to it. Good job, Ida. Keep it up. Yes.
It's like a kindergarten right now.
Ida fighting.
Good job. You used blue instead of red there.
You get a gold star.
Done. Yeah. I mean, I want to see more Ida. I think Emre's a great player, but we have to be honest. We do have to be honest here about it, where it's not looking great. I'd like to see them push that a little bit further now going forward. But yeah, I do think they're a good team. I think they're a good team. It's just I want to see more out of them. And until then, I'm not going to be praising them for not hot dropping 3 times in a row.
I will. I'm still happy. So
I know you're a lovely guy compared to me.
Hey. By the way, I want to say I'm a little bit scared for Ulf because they're in second place. They got the second place curse. They're Suk 2.0, right? PMGC last year. PMGO Season 1, they got second place, right? Just behind the likes of 4 Thrives and just above FURIA. Second place and Ulf is not a great storyline. They're not friends, but they're still up there.
What was that about the nice guy thing? No. Look, I obviously on that second page just want to touch on GodLike. Their close range battles, amazing. But unfortunately, they're sort of hanging around that engagement too long. And these are sort of in the mid to late games where obviously smaller circle, more teams, third parties are happening. So they're not sort of leaving this engagement fast enough and making that decision to put themselves in a nice spot. However, yeah, their fights, close range, mid range, in buildings has been so good to watch. And whether it be the whole team or just 2 of them, they do have that firepower and strength and they're holding on really well. So I do hope that, you know, after this engagement, they can move a little further in with their placement and just get those top 5s.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. It is a great point there. Close range combat is really, really good. I think so far in the finals, S-Power has made the best play to date.
Yes.
His Longhouse fight was just, he was a weapon in that moment, or a deadly one at that. I mean, the Molotov through the door, I think the impressive thing about that, it doesn't look amazing in the moment, but the amount of times teams will just bank that Molotov off the doorway and it will just burn yourself out. He ends up finishing Vitality with that Molotov, so it's like a lot of presence of mind in those moments, which is great. But coming back to your point, I think there needs to be, yeah, exactly, presence of mind going forward after that of where you want to take the next thing. I'm willing to give this team the benefit of the doubt right now. I still think they're trying to figure out the pressure on a main stage like this, and it's totally okay. And I think they should be proud of what they've done. I think it's nice to see 2 Indian orgs with like very different play styles as well, you know, learning the battlefield and actually doing fairly good in it. I think OG as well is starting to level up. Aru's getting those eliminations, but so is a Tanky. And I think a Tanky was a great player.
That was the biggest question mark for OG, right? Wondering when the other players were going to start showing up, not just Aru. And I'm with you with during the GodLike and that Molotov. In that moment, we were all hyped. We were like, yes, that was an amazing Molotov because it stopped the other team from being able to just fully flush out the players that were not from him. But before we send it over to the next match, let's send it over to Kalaris and Neptera.
That's right, down on the stage here, of course, with Neptera, Goddess of the Sea, here as we have had 4 games down, 4 games to go. We're going to talk about some of the teams as well, Nep, as we had FURIA, looking fantastic so far. Let's just ignore game 1 for a second. But other than that, looked really, really good throughout the day.
It has. I'm really, really excited to see what FURIA is actually going to be doing moving forward into the next couple of games, because they are looking just so much better. Their synergy is on point. You can tell the communication is much better. You know, AlUla and Silence, again, in that Miramar, got to shout out them. They were looking very, very good. You know, just being able to play together and work around each other in a way that we were not seeing yesterday. So yeah, I am really excited with them. They're being very decisive as well, using zone, using other teams. So I do like that a lot for them.
Yeah, listening to AlUla just before in that interview, right, very clearly that they're able to shrug off any inconsistencies, shrug off any kind of challenges that do come their way, have a little conversation about it, and then be able to get right back on the horse again to be able to put themselves in a great spot. So I think I've particularly been impressed by the fact that FURIA FURIA, when they basically fourth-partied that fight on the Miramar, just to clear out that west side was so pivotal to be getting that win.
Oh, it was, and it was such great knowledge of what the teams had to do, right? Not just worrying about their game, but also worrying about what the other teams, what their options were in that zone, right? You know, they were making sure that SGG couldn't come around to the south side. They were making sure Hora didn't push them either, that they were forced into each other. So really just narrowing everybody else's team, everybody else's options. And that is what I love in a team, is that team control, not worrying so much about themselves, but how do we make everybody else work for us?
Let's talk about one of the big names from the group stage, of course, 4 Thrives, that I know a lot of people are looking at and having big expectations of, and rightly so considering what we saw from them in the group stage.
Yeah, I really am hopeful for them because, yeah, again, similar to FURIA, right? 4 Thrives had a rocky start to the finals, but what we're seeing from them, particularly in that last Erangel, is they're starting to do their splits over onto that west side. They're starting to split up, they're starting to spread out, they're starting to take up more space, have a little bit more presence, and to me, that tells me that they're feeling very confident now. They're starting to get that confidence back. For me, I want to see just a little bit more of snappy action coming in. They need to make those rotations a little bit quicker. They need to make those plays a little bit quicker. Those decision making, the timing has to be snappier for me, but otherwise it's just looking really much better.
There's been some good moments, but there is also the fact that this lobby has now leveled up even further. They were able to thrive in the group of death, no doubt about it, but it really has been quite the test here so far for them, especially when they find themselves in some of those split positions where, unfortunately, I kind of, again, like the Rondo situation, I think it's just a little too early to be there, and then eventually they get caved in on. Finally, let's talk about Flash.
Yes.
A team that had like big expectations as well coming in to this tournament as a whole. Not quite got their footing underneath them though. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. I think, I'm not sure what's happened, right? Because we did see them have, they never had a huge presence, I feel like, even in the group stage, right? They were never this massive frag team, but they always had this quiet dominance. They were always able to be in those end stages. They were always able to take home a few eliminations, even if it wasn't a podium win. And today and yesterday, there's not even that. There's nothing. They're playing very compact. They're playing very much by themselves. They're not really looking to other players. If players look at them, they're like, no, please don't do that. You know, it's just like, it's odd, and with just nothing in them.
Is it because Max picked them to win?
Possibly. It is possible.
Yeah, possibly. Who just laughed in my ear? What was that? Was that our producer?
I think it was.
Even the producer knows about the Max Man curse. This is ridiculous. But yeah.
Infamous.
I think in the group stage they had some good splits and stuff like that. But yeah, we've got to get a little bit more here in the finals. All right, it's time to get into our next game here. Game number 5 of the day here for PMWC Day 2 Finals.
Thank you very much, Kalaris and Netura down on the stage, leading us into the, not the final, Erangel. Get ahead of myself, goodness me. We're on to match number 9. We're on our middle billing of Erangel today. And we have one more match of it after this as well, as we are near enough crossing the halfway mark of our day after this one as well. Of course, this will be the 4th match that we played on our big bumper bonus day of 8 matches.
Let's get into it. This Erangel is going to be a big one right here. We've already played 2 matches of Miramar. We had a Rondo, and now we are getting into our 2nd match of Erangel here. And it's going to be interesting to see just which team is going to come out on top, because we're starting to see a little bit of differences here, right? We're starting to see some of the squads at the bottom show up. It's good to see Ida make some noise, and honestly, if they were going to start making a run, now's the time. So it's good to see that movement happen. There's still plenty of games. You've seen plenty of times teams, boom, right, get back-to-back chicken dinners. And let's see if now is going to be that opportune time for Ida, now that they're no longer hot dropping Enigma Galaxy.
Maybe they're feeling themselves after that one.
Yeah.
They're just going to go back.
Oh, that worked.
Yeah. Or like, hang on a minute. We're quite good at this. We got late into that game. You know, let's go back on hot drop them, because we'll win now, right? Right? Don't think that's going to work out. Hopefully they stay away, but that might be good news for everybody who's facing Enigma Galaxy. We saw their 2-2 split out from Pachinki not really work out too well from them in that last game. The circle shifts were very, very dramatic. I think it's safe to say for the majority of the zones right up until the final one, where it started to get a little bit more sensible by that time. So many had already fallen victim to the circle on those shifts, on those rotates. It was pretty difficult. to even get to that stage. Not many teams did. Plane path now sending down the east side of the mainland, going between Stalber and Severny and heading over to Novo. So potentially difficult to get out towards Gatka. And you know, this is the sort of situation where I feel like Ida might just go back to Pachinko.
Oh, that would be a sight to see. That is for sure. But the plane's in the air, the island's down below. Aaron Gale's officially open for business. And oh man, if we see them go back to
they can't get to Gatka.
I know they can't, but they gotta adapt. You gotta be able to make those changes. They're able to push themselves outside of last place. 25 points on the board. If they get a good performance here, they absolutely can make a run for it. But let's see what happens. You got Vitality already out, heading towards Stalber. You got Aura going up towards...
Oh, Crisis averted.
Yes,
they're going east.
They're going east. Good play. Ida making some adjustments.
Oh, hang on a minute. One of them's going... Dark is going east. And, okay, they're doing it. Okay, they're going for the Milton Peninsula, it seems. Going for a little bit of a split drop, sending Darken out, grabbing a vehicle to get on in and involved.
A little Milton power action.
Just because it's not Ida going to Pachinki doesn't mean anyone else can't go there, but I don't think anyone else has. So I was keeping track of that. There's a nasty circle for this sort of a plane path as well. Does a lot of work to push these teams close together. Sure, it has some of the military base in. It's just very, very unlikely. I would give it about maybe 10% likelihood that you're going over to that military base. Which isn't, it's non-zero.
It's not zero.
It's non-zero, but yeah, I feel like teams are going to really start to pack in around Quarry in about 5 minutes.
That's what I would do. Honestly, I'd probably make that timing a little bit shorter, especially if you're a team like Aurora, loot up military super fast, get moving across that bridge and secure those locations really early on, because with so much zone in the water, this is basically, this is essentially like a circle 3 at this point. There's not very many great spots available. You're going to have to get moving here pretty quickly. And you can also get moving inside the game and get yourself that Ninetales Fury Awe. Guys, go ahead and get in there quick. The Uzumaki Naruto event, by far one of the best collabs PUBG Mobile has ever done. Still around. Don't miss out.
It's looking fresh. You saw, if you missed the show match earlier, make sure that once this stream is done, go back and check it out.
Yeah.
It was mighty fun, and of course we had to let Alpha 7 win something, even though they didn't make it to the finals.
Hello.
Sucks for them. They were able to take that title there. The Hokages over on their own.
Ah, the Hokages.
In their own right. The little intro video as well. Revel looked super cool with that shadow clone.
Dude, that was the sickest
I really like that
intro I've ever seen.
That was hot. That was hot.
Put that on the highlight reel.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Get it done. Enigma Galaxy going to be chasing down the truck, getting those supplies. Although, look like they're going to be doing so with very minimal weaponry there. Haven't been able to quite disable it before it leaves the city. Where's the weaponry? Come on. Shooting it as it leaves. They're dropping 1 or 2 more crates out. Finally, it's on fire. So a little bit slow to get this one dealt with. But finally, they find some weaponry they can use to pepper the back of the doors there. And they draw it to a close. So they'll be able to leverage that. Zones still looking very dramatic on the southwest side. Nobody quite on the road, but 4 Thrives went to Primorsk very, very early, Jukes, which means that they will have the pick of the litter when it comes to taking a position into this next zone.
I like
the question for me is where do you go at this point when you know that everybody's going to be flooding out this way? For me, I feel like potentially some of the compounds to the east mouth of Quarry could be quite good.
Okay.
Transitions away from there can be difficult as well. And the reason I'm going for that is because I feel like I would want something that's at least on the south side, just in case it goes to military.
Yeah, I would take the hill above Ferry Pier. I think that's the strongest
Okay,
spot.
yeah.
I mean, because you're right. Yeah, that zone could, for some reason, I mean, it's been crazy today, right? It could yoink all the way back to Millie, and you have at least a decent spot to be able to get there pretty quickly. And then plus, if the zone does go in almost any other direction, you have that sight line of that field that's right above you. So you can get a lot of work done from that position. I wonder which team is going to decide to take it early. 4 Thrives heading into Primorsk so quickly, though, I think is an excellent decision, because if for some reason that zone does go to Millie, with Primorsk secured, they should be able to at least find some boats and make a crazy rotation on in. So it's not a bad idea.
Enigma Galaxy getting out nice and quickly. Nongshim RedForce as well, moving in a little bit further south of this, and they will start to line the hills just north of Ferry Pier. It's like they are the first two teams to really make that break for it outside of their looting phase. And I'm expecting a response from Fourth Rise fairly soon, but so far hasn't really come on through. Ralph able to get a lot more scouting done than maybe he would have expected to. But they managed to sequester themselves nice and deep in towards this zone, which is, I think, going to play very well for them, taking the position just northwest of Ferry Pier.
For sure. I mean, this is still a very, very close game. I mean, second place on down, one good game, we could definitely see a team even like all the way down 12th place jump up really quickly. E-Arena have started to create a little bit of a point differential, though, in between first and second. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's a little one. It's a pretty big one here. It's 18 points between first and second. So E-Arena are going to continue to want to press that on there. At a certain point, though, John, especially if we see E-Arena like pop off in this game, I think the lobby is going to have to start taking notice of it, right? If you want to be able to slow them down from setting that point threshold so high, I think if you realize it's E-Arena by getting at least one elimination on them, you may want to put a little extra urgency on trying to take them out.
Maybe, but then again, if you do that, you could be sacrificing your own point scoring potential.
True.
And like if E-Arena are that far ahead already to be into the situation where it might be an idea to do that, I feel like you're already running into the situation where you're just trying to get up as many ladder points as you can, right? You're trying to just step up, get from 6th to 4th, something like that, go for those jumps. I feel like that's the sort of stuff you're looking to do. Maybe if you're at the bottom of the tables, you could, but even then, laddering up is still very, very valuable. So I feel like, unless it's like first place is on 150, second place is on 120, third place is on like 90, even lower, that maybe then the second place team could try and hot drop and go for something like that if you have that sort of advantage with not too many more games left to play. But outside of that very specific scenario, I feel like targeting E-Arena, I mean, given the form that they're on, probably just generally a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna, I think hot dropping in general of them is just terrible no matter what the situation is. I just think that if you just somehow could see them, like for example, in the feed, you hear the shots.
Sure.
Maybe you do a little bit extra to try and take them out as GodLike starting to make some noise. There's S-Power with the run over. No fear getting taken out, but Sleepy, oh! We thought he was gonna get the thirst, but GodLike was right there to support his teammate. And a huge save there, right on time.
E-Arena are looking to come in for the third party from the west side here. They've already got a scout close by, and they've seen the elite Elam feed lighting up as well. Manya looking to suppress with an nades. Good bounce. Finds Sky on the flush. Will E-Arena be here on time? And Tianba are going to join in from the north side as well. They could have an impact as they roll on up towards this engagement. A lot of players down, and there go Horror. Taken out, knocked for 6. GodLike able to send them to the bleachers.
Oh, but here comes Tianba, looking to make things difficult for the side of GodLike. Admino is stuck with QZZ right there. GodLike get that fight done pretty quickly, but they're gonna have to make a sacrifice. Oh, the tire busted out from Anya and taken out as well. So man, GodLike just not able to catch a break here.
Tianba able to rock in with a good third party there. Vitality a little bit late to get involved. E-Arena wanted to maybe think about it, but they were too spread out on the western side, and so couldn't get involved, but Tianba were there nice and promptly. The circle, in the meantime, shifted back over towards the bridge. Ferry Pier is a hotbed right now. Fourth Drives maybe burying the brunt.
That's just saw Coops in the elimination feed there.
That's unhealthy. That's not a good engine noise.
Here we go. Yeah, that does sound like that head gasket's in trouble here as Hozaifa is pushing up on closer to FURIA. Oh, hops in the vehicle, hops back in, and now able to at least get a secure position. Ayala holding it down against Fourth Drives. It's a party at the beach. Ferry Pier is jam-packed.
Get your sunglasses out. Get your tanning oil on. It's gonna get toasty very, very quickly as teams crunch on in. Maybe a little bit of calm though before this storm.
Oh, I don't know. it's feeling pretty disturbed right now because everybody wants those central positions. But you're right, it does look like the teams are able to secure most of them for now. Nongshim trying to get an opening knock here on OG. They got to be careful here. They're getting mighty close. Oh, and Hyunbin gets that opening knock. Nongshim, are they going to press this? Looks like they are. Hyunbin up close and personal. It's Nongshim RedForce versus OG, and OG are getting picked apart here. Aru's got to find a way to buy himself some time for his team.
Okay, well, I mean, a good answer over towards Nongshim. That knock over there is going well. In the meantime, Ulf lost a player. I believe that went over to 4 Thrives over in Ferry Pier as well. Zaru gets back in, looking for those reses.
He's gonna get him.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Power.
GodLike.
Oh, S-Power with the double.
GodLike?
GodLike from the other side saying, we need some of these eliminations.
Just a cop left for Orangutan. Needs to get Aru back, and S-Power says, you know what? My work here is done. Peace out.
See ya.
Sends back. There are only 2 players. Staying there for too long would diminish the power of the position that Salme was holding, allow Tianba in for the north. They needed to reinforce that, so the fact that they're able to extract points and let loose some of the pressure from that south side as well is excellent stuff, so he knows he needs to be prompt on that. The circle goes back over to the mainland. So we are confirming over there. Tianba trying to leapfrog that godlike position. Looks like it's going well for now. Ida as well, trying to send in from this northeast side.
Got S2G over there by the Blues. They're going to have to come down that hill and find a way in. The thing is, that's all open field there. You got Vitality holding the north side of the circle. You got one of the players from S2G. That's Kamikaze. He's going to be trying to get some angles here to see if he can find at least a next position for his team. But Ferry Pier, like we mentioned, completely stacked. Take a look at the replay here. Huzaifa. Oh, nice shot there. And pick on the Solus.
Yeah, I mean, there's a complete broadside there. No way hiding from that one. In the meantime, Nongshim RedForce trying to hold down the bunker. Emre pokes his nose in. And will not like what he smells. A little bit too much cordite there in the nostrils, and Emre does get flushed away. Nongshim RedForce hold their position on the east side of that ridge line that sits wooded and covered. They're playing on those bunkers as well. A really nice defensible position. Look at the teams out on the east side as well. You've got Ida, Flash, Aurora, Furia, all of them sort of holding each other at bay right now. So Nongshim RedForce feeling very safe and secure for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, next 3 minutes is going to work out for them, but then things are going to really start heating up here. On the north side, you got S2G now starting to press very, very close to Team Vitality. Yep, Razek just saw him, and they're going to be on the move here, possibly trying to avoid this fight, get in a more solidified position in this circle. Kamikaze just keeping an eye on the side of Vitality for now. This is still super early here, folks. This is only stage 3, but we've just seen so much action through the chaos of that first circle placement.
Yeah, it was really hard to navigate towards it. A lot of damage inflicted, and yeah, with Aura going down as well. We're down to 15 teams, a lot of raggedy squads on the cards as well, which makes things nasty for plenty of our players. GodLike and Orangutan, though, are both in central positions as their duos, which is kind of their saving grace in terms of survivability. They'll try and keep things going. E-Arena on the west side, holding around that quarry. They've left Schweppes actually onto the Primorsk Hill on the northeast side of it to be that off angle for them. But they're kind of keeping out of it for now. They're kind of chilling on the west side. So for E-Arena, we're still waiting to see what they've got for the rest of this game because their path forwards may lead them to clash with Vitality or with GodLike.
You can see Schweppes, though, from E-Arena. He's all the way down in Ferry Pier, just getting some sight lines, getting some intel for the rest of his squad. Got to be careful not to get too close, though, to the side of Nigma Galaxy. Now you see Aurora Gaming. Let's see where this next zone's going to go, though. That's when the fight's really going to get started here. Zeol is going to eat a little bit of blue damage. He's keeping an eye on Flash. Uh-oh, yeah, he's trying to play this quietly, hoping that he comes in this direction, but instead goes in the opposite. Next circle does pop on over, and it is heavily to the east side.
I mean, this is good for Nongshim RedForce, right? On their position. We were talking about that before. The fights on the east side will need to conclude. Tianba sending in a might challenge on Orangutan's position, but it's fairly open on those hills. Going to be very difficult to hold. Fortunately, there's not too many full squads around them. Nongshim spot a player from Flash as they try to move in. Aurora taking a chunk out too. Tianba now looking to overwhelm, but they've lost a player on the roll-up. Orangutan try to hold it down, but will not be able to face the might of Tianba, who are fielding Shallow now on their roster, leaving Milu out. And he is not, needing to get him back up.
Down to a duo. Eagle trying to get that first aid off. He's going to be able to get that for sure. On over to Ferry Pier. Enigma Galaxy are set up. They're going to have to push into this next zone as well. Circle is closing. This is stage 4. The blue zone really starts to put in its damage here. Let's see what Enigma Galaxy decides to do. It looks like they're going to be most likely prioritizing the shoreline. That's why they're applying so much pressure to the side of AlUla. Quick ends up catching. Yeah, that's 4 thrives with Zypha out. And yeah, looks like AlUla are going to be holding this very pure position. We've seen them do this before. S2G were able to bad beat them in that spot using those hovercrafts in a game not too long ago. So let's see if AlUla can turn things around.
Try and hold that west side. I mean, for 4 thrives, a little bit of a lost opportunity there. Remember how early they were in Primorsk, Dukes, and they didn't manage to transition fast enough. Both Enigma Galaxy and Nongshim RedForce both got ahead of them in terms of getting to the positions in that area. It's a little bit unfortunate. I'm not super happy about it. And now they find themselves in the middle of a fight that may not go their way with 3 full 4 squads. Sorry, Ulf only have 3 players. So with 3 squads surrounding them. Luckily, they are in the zone, so they aren't super under the impetus to move, but they may want to.
Yeah, now we're looking over at E-Arena, the top squad right now. So many points on the board. Nice point gap. Looking to make that and push it even further beyond. Team Vitality looking to make some noise on the north side. Everybody just trying to find their spot in this next circle because the next zone's most likely going to push north. And if it does, that is wide open field, which S2G have a decent position in. Tianba and Nongshim RedForce are pretty locked down. But these teams on the south side of Ferry Pier, honestly, should already trying to figure out what is the path they're going to take into this next circle. And the only way they're most likely going to get there is through some insane shots.
I'm looking at the shaking and moving right now for E-Arena because now is the time that they need to transition into a pivotal point in this game. For the time being, for the longest time in this game, they've just been on this west side, waiting, playing that edge, assessing the situation. But now they need to start to move forwards, and that is not how you want to start it. Salme immediately goes for the flush, and he's gonna go unpunished for the moment. I don't think they've got an answer here. A nade up and into the top floor of the window for TurdyK doesn't connect. Zest Power hiding somewhere else in the building there. Will not find that fight. So for E-Arena to lose a player here, I mean, that's great news for the teams chasing them.
Yep, huge news. And GodLike now knows exactly who they're fighting and the importance of them taking this out. Next zone does go on over. Huge zone here for Tianba and Nongshim RedForce. That Ferry Pier heel is just so strong.
I kind of like this for Ulf as well. I mean, it may be a struggle to fend off all the teams in Ferry Pier, but once they're there, they have a fairly isolated area. Survive quite deep into this match, but the transition over to the hills can be very, very difficult, especially with 2 teams lining you up side to side. Vitality gonna have to make a break for it now as they have to roll out from the north edge.
And they're gonna have to cross a lot of open field here. This is what I was talking about. This zone is not very kind to those teams that were playing on that edge position. Yeah, Team Vitality, you're just kind of waiting to hopefully have these teams in the middle start fighting so they can, you know, get a free rotation onto this next circle without too many eyes looking at them. But it's going to be a tough rotation. Yeah, Ray-Z is going to be driving right back. Say, guys, it's pretty jam-packed down there.
No bueno. It is no bueno out in that open area. Enigma Galaxy finding the back tail of AlUla and able to drag that one back. Claws does fall. As E-Arena is still trying to dislodge GodLike. There's Power with the shotgun, tries to find one, steps into a nade, but not before getting a knock. Now it's all up to Salme. Has got a nade cooking. Still with the pin pull, drops it down, nearly finds it. As Schweppes tries to move up to support TurdyK and get that res. S-Power falls, and Salme has Mormon now to handle. Gets the first lick in with that shotgun, and Mormon has to back up.
S-Power had that. It was such a fortunate nade there. Samway has the right-hand priority. That's what he needs. Catches it onto Mormon and gets the knock, but great teamwork there from Schweppes to get the nice 1v2.
Nick McGalaxy could potentially roll out and try and third party that, but in the meantime, Vitality crashing up on towards Tianba's position, playing beneath Nongshim RedForce out to the east as Vitality have taken a knock out to their western point. They are still 4 players alive, but E-Arena are rolling out now. They could turn their attention that way. Steps onto a landmine, blasts his leg sideways, and down goes another Vitality player. They are getting torn apart as E-Arena descend as well, sending a forward position. And I don't think they're going to last much longer. Ida trying to join the party, and Tianba are now suffering. Darkin and Swain both on in the fight, taking huge swipes at this hold. And Tianba may not have enough to hold everything off, but they will find the final blow towards Ida.
It's an open field battle here as teams are starting to crowd on in. And this is looking like an absolute battlefield. Tons of nades going down, and down goes Vitality. S2G joining the battle. 2 eliminations to their name so far. And with that fight, all that commotion happening, it allowed them to be able to get a more solidified position in this circle. Great timing from the side of S2G. E-Arena are like, hey, I don't care about the timing. We're just gonna push up and hit some crazy shots and put everybody on notice.
2 teams crashing onto Tianba's position was enough of a smoke screen for E-Arena to be able to move up nicely. Despite not having one of their players with them, they are now on 5 eliminations. They've pushed past the 90-point barrier now, Jukes.
Wow.
It is a great result so far. 10 teams remain, but they're on the outside of the circle, and Nick McGalaxy are going to cause problems. They've seen what's happened, and they think, no, no, no. This can't stand. No, no, order. And they find, well, actually, it's S2G who find a shot onto Schweppes on the back line.
Stop that, said Nick McGalaxy, and honestly, the whole lobby needs to start really worrying about E-Arena here because the White Rabbits are starting to run away with this thing. Remember, $500,000 for first place, $250,000 for second. That's a big difference here, folks. Now we're gonna see Nick McGalaxy. They got that knock. E-Arena are outside of the circle. Tianba will be gatekeeping, and this is kind of a perfect situation for the lobby. Nongshim RedForce, though, gets super blessed in the zone. They are dead center. It is really their game to take advantage of here.
And they're really hoping that E-Arena go down fairly soon because then they can put a massive dent in the gap between these 2 squads. E-Arena, though, currently focused on Tianba and Nick McGalaxy. Nick McGalaxy find another knock, sending it over towards Schweppes. And I don't think this is going to be resible. Mormon and Turney K now having to keep it together. On top of the 5 elims they found already. And Lost might have an angle on it as well, suppressing that angle, but Mormon goes down, can't hold face against Nick McGalaxy, and no knocks are sent their way either. Mormon gets flushed away as Schweppes does get back up. Meanwhile, over in Ferry Pier, Aurora, AlUla, and Ulf all coming into the fight. It is getting chaotic down there. It's getting messy as well. Turney K, the last to stand for E-Arena, and then Nick McGalaxy have to push into Tianba. And nobody's happy in Ferry Pier either. It has been non-stop action for the last 7 minutes.
Fight after fight after fight. These zones making things so difficult. And yes, Nick McGalaxy are now on the push. They want to be able to finish E-Arena out completely. They don't want them getting any more points. And I believe, yes, with that nade, that's gonna do it. E-Arena finally taken out. But they still put points on the boards here, John. So it's like no matter what the situation, they are constantly moving that needle further and further and further.
Absolutely, but for Nongshim RedForce, this is a beautiful position. They were able to do a lot of damage to Furia, leaving them on 1 player alive. Flash are going to crunch in behind it. Potential to pick up points there. Aurora are going to have to leave into the sightlines of Nongshim RedForce. There is a big Elim potential gain here if they can close it down, because they are in the driver's seat here, and they need to keep control.
All these teams need it. They all need this chicken dinner and all the eliminations. Nice. And that's FURIA gone. Nongshim RedForce. Man, XZY with 5 eliminations all by himself. Gonna have to make a play here. He's got the shotgun, but the suppressive fire from too many angles, making things difficult. Nongshim RedForce are still here though, but here's Bose from Team Flash. This nade could be big. Can he thread the needle through the window?
No.
Oh, so close.
Not quite on the first. Has another opportunity. S2G as well.
Second
Launches
chance.
another one. Don't think that way. Oh, no way.
I didn't think that one went through, but it did. And down goes this Nongshim push. They flexed out from their position, Dukes. It felt like maybe it was the right time to do it, but they underestimated the chaos on the eastern side, and they've let slip the strongest spot in the circle, and they will leave it all up to So Easy. A real big opportunity for them to put a massive jump up on the tables. They can still do very well from this location, but they have really had the juice squeezed out of them.
You're so right. I mean, they put some good, solid points on the board, but it could have been a whole lot more, that's for sure. Let's see who can take advantage of these missteps. Enigma Galaxy are still here, 4 eliminations. Aurora with 5. Big win here could put them all the way up to second place very, very easily. Tianba right there close as well. Team Flash, yeah, with that last player, Bose, just trying to soak up anything for his team at this point. Next circle does go, and up, and it is going to be down to that southwestern side. Enigma Galaxy barely have a position here, but this is all open field. It's time to hit the deck and hit some shots. Satan getting peppered from both sides. He goes down.
Here's waiting to take a shot over towards Tianba as well, but S2G take their turn at Tianba, but it's not going to go well for anyone, really. Enigma Galaxy trying to step up, S2G trying to move in, but nobody can find an opening thanks to the suppression from Aurora. Solke goes down, and Tianba are holding their nerve, but only one player now left standing. QZZ against Kamikaze over the bonnet, tries to find the shots. 3 rounds now left in the back chamber for the S12K. Gets the reload, but it's not enough. Kamikaze keeps S2G in there, and Solke may get back to his feet. They don't have a lot of time, though, because the zone is moving in.
This area is looking like a dang blender. Shots happening all around in every single direction. You gotta find a way out, though, as Doc now on the push, looking to shut things down, getting up close and personal, but it's Coops. Coops on fire, literally now, as those nades, Molotovs, too strong.
Oh, no.
Coops by himself could not hang on.
And now Aurora ramp up the heat, turning up the thermostat on the lobby. But in the meantime, S2G, they may just get themselves back up to 4 players alive here, Jukes, which is kind of crazy, given the chaos that just unfolded at their feet. Remember, Tianba were there. They were taken down just about with the assist coming in. And Nongshim RedForce still alive, by the way, with their solo player up and into 3rd place guaranteed. It's a little bit less efficacious than they might like to be, given what the position that they held, but they'll take it.
Huge game, honestly. If So Easy can play this quietly, he can disrupt this pretty big time. But you can see S2G, they get the full reset, and we get to see them bust out the welding gun as well. So they're gonna have their vehicle all set up. As far as when it comes to zone control, though, it's all Aurora. They have this entire zone locked down. But the thing was, they had this advantage before against a team of Nongshim RedForce, and they lost that game. This is their chance to make up for it and secure this chicken dinner.
S2G on the ferry, but lost, gets spotted. That is Nongshim RedForce's solo, striking out wide. The point gets taken away from him, but diminishes the power of S2G, maybe gives him a little route in, but already Aurora have flexed 2 players out. I think they're going to be able to deal with this, unless a nade lands on Top's head. Launches it forwards as he spotted it. Ooh, nearly, but not quite. Has to march in, making the mad dash, and Top actually not quite connecting. Has another nade to pull. Top trying to trade it off, and Aurora can really sequester themselves into this angle. Doesn't spot the nade, goes boom right next to his ear, but doesn't quite burst the drum.
That was a prediction nade, though. He knew that he was going to run up, so he threw it ahead of him and got some really good damage on the So Easy. But he is able to get away for now. Here he goes, though. Here comes some more util from the side of Aurora.
They've lost him.
They're spending a lot of time focusing on this one player of Nongshim RedForce who is refusing to go down.
Drops a nade right in front of them. Top steps up, nearly goes down again. They're having real trouble here, and S2G not really having an impact so far. The zone's starting to close all the way, and So Easy just about holding on. But dear life, as Reaper steps into the fight, the DBS there in hand, not quite enough, and down they go. Now S2G up on the chopping block, looking to try and do something, but that nade is big, and the next one is bigger. Takes a huge chunk out of S2G, and Solke trying to stay alive desperately, but he
finally
blasts his belly open.
Aurora chicken.
Swing out from Ferry Pier and find a chicken dinner.
And it's about time. Aurora clutching it up. They wanted that chicken dinner earlier, weren't able to get it, but in this one, they get that secure. So Aurora showing some serious consistency when it comes to Erangel here in day number 2. We still got one more left to go, and they are looking strong.
Absolutely. Great stuff. It's exactly what you want to see. It's been said of Aurora before, right, that they're a team that needs to ramp up in pace. They do need a little bit of time to get into gear, and maybe that's what we're seeing here, right? Maybe they are going to be able to find that ramp up over the next, the rest of the matches today and in the games tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's going to be right on time, too, because E-Arena... Remember, folks, at the end of these next 3 matches, that smash point threshold is going to be set tomorrow. Once those 10 points are crossed, the next chicken dinner, that is it. We will crown some champions. So E-Arena's job today is to just set that threshold as high as possible, and they're doing a dang good job of it.
They are, but even in that match, like a lot of the teams towards the top side of those tables were able to put up some decent games.
That's
right?
True.
You had Ulf, who was staying in fairly late, S2G fairly deep into that one, Nongshim RedForce. Maybe could have gone a little bit deeper if they hadn't gone for that push-up, but still getting into 3rd place into that match was really, really great for them. A lot of teams putting up some big numbers, and sure, they put up 5, and I do praise teams for being able to do that sort of thing, but everybody is on the hunt. Everybody's hounding them down. So for Arena, it might be okay, but you can't have a tortoise and a hare situation. You need to keep the pace up. You cannot let sleeping dogs lie, because they will find you and they will take you out of that top spot. It's all to play for. One more Erangel today. As before we move on to our final set of Miramars, don't go anywhere.
To introduce our team.
Obviously, I'm here to support GodLike Esports. This is one region that was, never considered to be very aggressive in general, but with GodLike Esports, the thinking has changed, and these guys have shown the character. Watching them perform on the biggest stage, I think it's a pride, a moment of pride and honor for us.
The team is like a very celebrated team in India. Like, it has a huge fan base, amazing lineups, amazing achievements.
GodLike got that nice nade off the top side from Adamino. It'll be a great start for GodLike. Jukes get some early energy into today's games. Oh boy!
Wow, throwing that nade up the stairs, catching him off. Necessary's holding those angles. He's doing those tight peaks. He's been throwing heat-seeking missiles all game long and opening the fight for his team. A full 4v4. S2G tried to catch a couple of their players off guard.
You can't stop S-Power, and you cannot silence GodLike in this moment. Adamino for the closing play as GodLike take this chicken dinner with ease!
The most memorable event has to be the map of Rondo, where GodLike came up with 30 points. As everyone, used to call our region as not so aggressive or passive, and, a lot of things like that. But again, GodLike Esports proved with their firepower and with their composure that we do have that firepower. We can also go for, you know, big games.
It was like a very unexpected turns of event that we qualified for grand finals. Like, I don't think anyone in India or anyone in our team must have like imagined us playing our first international tournament and straight up qualifying for grand finals. So when that moment happened, we all went crazy. Like all of us, the GodLike family, everyone in India, we were all celebrating, and honestly, I will never forget that.
The fans over here, the love for the game, it has been amazing, and we are having a great time over here till now. Yeah, I always had this dream to go and, you know, visit the Eiffel Tower, and it was a dream come true moment for me.
Aurora getting a chicken dinner, but before we break down that match, we wanted to get a club championship update, and I'm joined by none other than Glitter Explosion. Some of you guys know her as Senorita Glitter. Tell us what's going on with the club championship.
All right, we're just going to do a quick update here because we've got some seriously cool stuff going on in chess. Obviously, grand finals here today. Third, fourth decider match also happened. That was between two Falcons players for third and fourth place, so it didn't matter who won. They were getting those third place points regardless, but now the finals are going on between Magnus Carlsen and Dennis Lazovic, which means AGAL have guaranteed themselves second place bare minimum. Liquid could get the win if Magnus is able to do it, but either way, that keeps AGL at the top of our leaderboard by 500 points. Now, it looks big right now, but over at the STC Arena, Falcons are still in the discussion. They're in quarterfinals. They will be facing off against Twisted Minds later on today, and if they're able to win, that's going to be another chunk of points in the favor of Falcons. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
It will be interesting, especially because Aurora just got a win here. They want to be in the top A because they want to get those points as well. Before I let you go, any team that has surprised you today?
I'm not going to lie, I'm loving the bounce back right now out of GodLike. They put some serious elims up on the board, so shout out to GodLike.
Hey, right on. Thanks. Actually, spot on. Thanks, Glitter. You can go back and just keep on looking for updates, okay? I want to see what else is going on with the other club championships, and I want to see what else is going on here at PMWC at EWC 26 because some of these squads, especially Aurora, Max, getting that chicken dinner. But before we even do that, let's talk about the PMWC Lucky Spin. Available now. You can check out the Electron Energy set, the Proton Power set, and also that Alien Fusion Grossa, which I want. And I'm still trying to get, and I'm going to continue to try to get. So make sure you guys check that out. This was co-created with PDP creator Nana. Make sure you log into PUBG Mobile, get that lucky spin before it goes away to get your PMWC swag. But now, Aurora, yes, that's right. Look at this man. This man is absolutely ready. He's been cheering for Aurora for the longest time. But Max, we got a chance to see them play that so well too, and just pretty much like a boa constrictor, just squishing it.
To see more from Reefus and Doc. We finally got it. Reefus 4 eliminations, Doc 3. But in particular, what's very important is that before going onto that ridgeline north of that road sign, Nipchira, they eliminate every single team down there, get rid of all the stragglers. You had Ulf, you had AlUla, you had Fourth Thrives, and you also had Nongshim RedForce at one point. Get rid of all of those players before playing that ridge. That was so well executed by the boys.
Yeah, it was really nice to see that, and also learning from the Rondo, right, where they just played it way too slowly. Yes, they had more terrain to work with in this game, but you could see the momentum. They just went from 0 to 100. Once they had gotten cleared everybody, gotten all of those eliminations, they moved in and tried to corral S2G. S2G let that happen just a little bit. I would much preferred a better fight from them for sure. But for Aurora, that was much better, much more what we're used to seeing from them. This is a herding team. They control teams. Teams don't control them. And right now, this was them controlling teams.
I literally wrote down on my notes that, oh, S2G, they looked really good at that sort of northern side. This should be a nice win from them. They got the hovercraft,
exactly.
You know. But no, I have to agree. Aurora played that incredibly well, and they were able to take that time to make that spacing. But also, did you notice like Nongshim so easy causing a little bit of chaos as the solo player between these two full teams? I mean, that was kind of crazy to see as well. I was looking at S2G obviously to have that, you know, they were denying the flank from Flash coming around to them. They had a nice 2-2 split on that north side. Soul Gang with the hovercraft, we're going to bring that up again, but yeah, a little bit rough for them. So the way that Aurora were able to calculate that with a little bit of annoyance from Nongshim so easy, great play.
Talking about Nongshim, they were able to put up some good points as well here in this match. 13 points as well with S2G, 13 points. Max, which one are you looking at? I see you ready to talk.
Yeah, because Nongshim RedForce, sure, they gave themselves 13 points. It's eliminations, 5 placement points. I feel like they threw that game. Generally, I think they could have at least bare minimum gotten a top 2 in that position, if not an actual chicken dinner. But then FURIA which is not Longwood. They're not even on the dip on top of Longwood. They're in like this one shed on a little plateau below them. And they get an opening knock, and I'm like, okay, great. Nox from RedForce, maintain the pressure, maybe chuck a Molotov or a grenade. They fully crash the shed, and then Flash are like, what the hell are you doing? We're just going to do a counter grenade and Molotov and swipe the entirety of Nox from RedForce. If they just held their position, they would be where So Easy was. You said So Easy was trolling. If you had a full team, there would be Giga trolling. But I feel like, yeah, Nox from RedForce, sometimes they get great games, and sometimes they do some of the biggest fumbles in a tournament. It hurts. It really does.
I think it's a great example of something that happens at every level, as we're seeing here, right? Where you get that you get tempted to actually full send into a position, but you've got to really think about why that team that you're fighting fell down so easily. Generally, it's because the position is bad for one reason or another. It's very constricted there. There's a little ridge around that shack. It's very, very nadeable. Lots of areas to bounce that utility off. So if you're going to push something like that, or if you're fighting against, hang on a second. If you're fighting against them, right, you don't push that, because then you yourself get naded as well. It's very nadeable for a reason.
Yeah, and that match was a perfect example of what can happen whenever you end up just catching up even more to that first place. E-Arena ended up getting 5 points. You can see Aurora Gaming just jump up to that second place with 81 points. What was a 1 point and 18-point gap to that second place has just now closed up to 9 points.
I'm so happy to see it, because we saw throughout the entirety of today, right, there were a podium team at the very start, slipping, getting almost nothing done. They were in 8th position before this game. Now with that chicken dinner, rocketing right at the very top here, just behind E-Arena with their 81 points. Literally the only team single-digit points away from our current pack leader of E-Arena. But the thing is, very flash in the pan, right, Niptura? We need to see more consistency, and especially not throwing games when you know you can get those wins.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. We have one more Erangel and then 2 Miramars as well. Aurora tend to do quite well on Miramar typically, so we'll see how that goes. Again, yeah, they can be very hot, very cold, so it is just down to game by game what they're gonna do. But we're looking at the second page here. Flash and Hora 48 points each. They are looking tied right now, but there's quite a bit of a gap between them and 4 Thrives. So even further down the leaderboard, we're starting to see those gaps emerge.
For some of these teams here in the second page, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on them, because at one point we're going to have to start cutting them out, because that point gap is just too much. And keep in mind, going into tomorrow, that smash roll is going to be at play, and it's going to be plus 10 points of whatever first place ends up with.
Yeah, and it's strange because, like, I know me and Neptura were having a look at GodLike, right? And they're making such calculated and well played. And then I even sort of said, God damn, they're so strong as just a little duo. Why don't they just kind of like go in that little map and do their thing? But it's just unfortunate, you know, they were getting like 7 elims in that spot, but just not making it any further. And I sort of touched about that on the shared studio on the couch. It was like they're getting themselves in these great, like, close range fights, capitalizing on it, winning it. And then, like you were saying, moving back in and not, like, the other teams are sort of circulating because they're doing that too late in the game. But I do feel, we've seen it before, Aurora just did it. They can just have this great game, and that will push them up a lot further because they're getting the elims. They'll be able to do it.
And they definitely need it, especially where they are currently. We've been praising them in regards to the performance that they have had today, but we need to see a lot more out of GodLike, because they are currently just so far away from the first place. And at the end of the day, you want to be in first place. That's what they're going to be hunting down. By the way, special shout out earlier on to Hot Jukes and John for casting those first 5 games. But now it's time for the main show. Yeah, it's okay. I still got you, baby. For Blank and Jackie Blank, you got me. Come on, man.
Oh, mate. All right, that's one hell of a setup. Thank you, Seven. We appreciate it. Some great points being raised there. Indeed. There's some good breakdown. Got all the fans, of course, enjoying themselves. Saw it over there. They had the I Love Max Man sign. We don't have one of those, unfortunately.
We've got love for snacks right now, which is cool. We've also got OG and GodLike behind, which is always good to see too. The support is unreal inside the arena at the moment, as per usual. It has been awesome all the way throughout the tournament, but we do have a lot of people with us this time. So we're going to get loud. We're going to get a little bit crazy with it, because I imagine to finish off the day, you know, it's been a long day, all right? We might have some mad circles to finish things off.
Yeah, do you reckon?
I reckon.
Should we make sure there's still some good energy left in the crowd? But
we could try. Yeah.
Right then, Paris. A few games left to go today. Let's see how much energy we've got. Let's make some noise in the building! All right, that's what I wanted. Proud of you, Paris. You've been killing it here at PMWC, and we'll keep the commentary flowing as the games go on. We can lock in As we start to get towards the end of the day, it's been enticing, Blank. Some good quality PUBG Mobile coming out, but I'm excited to see if there's any more twists in the narrative.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for some twists, some turns at the end of the day, some mysteries yet unsolved. As we do get back into the thick of it, we're going to be going to Erangel one last time before we head towards our final two Miramars to close out this mega day of PUBG Mobile. Again, like we said, Paris has been fantastic. You guys have been fantastic. The fact that you've been with us this entire time, supporting the teams the entire time. We've heard the drums. We've heard the excitement. The drums better come back, though. I'll be sad if the drums aren't in the crowd.
They're ramping, mate. They're getting
They're
ready.
ramping. They're getting ready to go. There would have been a couple of paradiddles here and there. You got Ralph on screen. Explaining to his team that they're definitely not getting hot dropped over towards the chicken. It's not happening again. He just had a good game now. They're like, maybe we were the problem.
You remember we don't do that anymore. Which honestly, I think it's a fair shout. I think, you know what, 4 different members of the talent team spoke to Ralph about that yesterday. We were kind of making sure we can get that one across as many ways as possible. It seems like the message has been sent out.
Yeah, it was like, it was coded through Ralph for Eden. Yeah. So, what do you think about that? Ralph was very pleasant about it. He was like, I don't think they should be doing it. Like,
We keep getting points.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I think we got about 12 Edens off the back of it, which is kind of sick, honestly. It's a good amount of points. We do get our plane path down from the south side all the way to the north. You see there, Eren and Scarface currently topping the leaderboard in terms of damage, which is a surprising statistic for me. They've been very, very consistent throughout. I'm glad to see Eren there. Hasn't quite beaten out Scarface just yet, but I'm glad that Scarface has been the rock so far for Ulf. He has kept that team steady throughout. The suspension system for the Ulf vehicle, which will need to make a move down towards the south side of the map, but it gives a good game here for Aurora, who have been baiting us for multiple years for a massive win at an international, and they might just be giving us a year at PMWC, at EWC 2026.
There's not good military island in play. Like you said, maybe this is the blessing. Perfect end game potentially for a team like Aurora who do feel like we'll see, we'll stick with it. Potential for a lot of early fights. You got Flash taking on everything early. Is Aru's already down? Tianba amongst it as well.
Revolver to the dome there. Unfortunate guys over on OG. Flash seems okay though, get themselves back up on their feet. Like you say though, we got Aura on screen. Eagle. Explosive bow. Almost hit it as well. A little bit of pinpoint accuracy with the arrows. Jiggle. Dropping some ammo across. Everyone's a little bit low right now. Level 1 vest, a little bit difficult. I might have been actually just dropping some of the
Tianba.
Well, Sleepy is having a troublesome time getting towards them. I think he's in an awkward spot. Sky, though, is coming in from the other side of things. He's over towards the north side of Severny, so this is a long exit for both squads. I don't think any team wants to be here. Tianba, as well as Aura, stuck in this awkward engagement. Eagle with a Honey Badger at distance on the sidelines. E-Arena also swinging by, but they should get gone.
Very much an early stalemate that no one really wants to overly commit to. Be that first domino to fall, it's going to be a nightmare. You want to get out of this very cleanly as well. Losing one or at worst 2 players, even if you do take down the other squad and get a full 4 points from it, this is going to be a major detriment to your run with how few games we have left today.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing though for this in particular is the plane path from the south side up towards the north, and because we had this big southern circle that is pretty much committed to Sosnovka. This is not going anywhere else.
Yeah.
It meant that a lot of teams dropped out early on the plane path to get looted up early. So you do have the likes of S2G, Aurora, 4 Thrives, Ida, AlUla, as well as Nongshim RedForce already in Sosnovka. This place is getting very busy very quickly. Tianba moves up, trying to get themselves into a vehicle. Uzi in play, tries to get the damage across. There will be a shot from Shallow though. Really good stuff there with the QBZ. Get some damage in. Jiggle. Line and wait. Could be a dangerous trap in play. QZZ trying to get around the side. Eagle will just run down Sleepy. They don't know. They do not know. He is hidden, blending in to the rust.
How has he got away with this? He's just there, down on the deck. No one knows about Giggle.
Come on. Come on.
Pistol.
Come on.
The sidearm.
There's... Are you blind?
He's a master of camouflage. That's insane. Wow, they actually leave. They actually go.
That's wild. We're playing some kind of game where you go in as a small white man and you have to be painted against things. And he's done exactly that.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe he's become the chameleon in that situation. That's wild. But well played to him.
Yeah, mega mechanics there.
Hoping that goes as mechanics.
Artistry.
He's prone. That's a lovely prone. That
Never seen anything like
a
it.
beautiful prone on him.
Got away with that one. Liberties.
Yeah.
Absolute liberties.
Dear me. PUBG Mobile Chameleon. Right here, right now, at PMWC. If you want to get yourself some skins to allow you to blend in, well, this is not the one for you, because the Uzumaki Naruto event is now on with the Naruto character set, as well as the Ninetales Fury Org. S-Power bringing a lot of fury to the lobby at the moment as well. Talking to Max earlier, he was saying that S-Power right now probably the only player at a massively global level. And I would agree with him. I think he is on the likes of, you know, your Mormons, your Errands. He's looking insane. Yeah, for S-Power, doing great work for the rest of his team. I think GodLike has really shown that they absolutely can take it to task with some of the best squads in the world, which is cool to see. Satan here from Nigma Galaxy, another team that's doing really well too. I genuinely think, and I said at the start of the day, is that I've not always been the biggest fan of Nigma Galaxy and some of the pushes, some of the rotates they make. I think they have a lot of potential in them. This tournament, though, has been, you know, it's been off the walls, just like this, because this is wild.
It's just ridiculous how close he came when he drove past the
GodLike বেচাচ্ছে না ওজি কখনোই অত ভালো টিম ছিল না ওজি কিভাবে কেউই সাপোর্ট করতে
মানে ওই যে ওরা ফাইট করছে না এখন ওরা
ফাইটে GodLike কে যদি মেরে দিত হ্যাঁ তাইলে একটা কথা ছিল GodLike কে মেরে দিলে ক্যাচাল বেজে যেত বহুত কাহিনী হতো কিন্তু ওজি কে মেরেছে তো ওজি কে অত কাহিনী হবে না
81 90
That sent me. That's good.
77 NS.
That's a belly laugh right there. A lot of teams now getting in position though. Furia looking to cross. Haven't had a really bad day today, honestly. I think genuinely Furia has been looking better and better as the tournament does go on. More shades of the past from them. PMMI, where they look very, very strong there, and they're bringing it back. I think that they just had to slow down their gameplay a little bit because their end games are nice. That's where they typically thrive. But now they're coming up against AlUla, the Claws versus the Panthers here.
Giving us the proverbial question of which set of claws are sharper.
Are they both depicting Panthers though? Because that would be
maybe a Jaguar.
Maybe a Jaguar. Yeah, like that.
Keep you guessing. You never know. Battle of the Animal Kingdom. Oh, S-Power with a nice little lift there.
X5 on that.
Get
a lot of airtime.
Great multiplier.
It was a great multiplier. I like that. Anyway, we get next circle.
We've seen this before.
You didn't hear. I don't know if you could hear that, but there was audible disappointment. Everyone was oohing and ahhing at that one. Let's head out far towards that west side. Really uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. Eva's already good
যারা
spot,
বাইরে
though.
আছে
The rest of
তাদের
the
তো
team, I would
ঢোকার কোনো
probably say
চান্স
to
নাই
try and
যারা
regroup
ভিতরে আছে
soon, though.
ওলাদেরকে
RedForce
এখন
has played a
ওই
similar
নিজে
position
নিজে
to
কামড়াকামড়ি
pass
করে
on this exact spot
ব্রিজের ওই
that
পারে
TZ is
এরা মরে
currently
যাবে
actually
ঢুকতেই পারবে না এমন
located
একটা
on
পরিস্থিতি
with
হয়ে আছে ব্রিজ
XZY.
একটা ব্রিজ দিয়েও ঢুকতে
So I
পারবে
think
না
they'll just try and secure that going forward. They might even try and take the
দুই তিন
compound
টিম থাকলে বাইরে
during this map before as well.
ঢোকার সম্ভাবনা ছিল
We'll see what they do.
7 টিম
Can't
বাইরে
be too greedy though, because again, like I said earlier,
তো
it's
ব্রিজ
very
এসে
busy
সবার
and
মোলাকাত হয়ে যাবে
a lot of
বা
teams here.
যেদিকে যাক তুই ব্যক্তি মারবো
যেদিকে যাক নদীর সাইডে যাবে নদীর সাইডে
pretty aggressive down there.
অলরেডি কেউ না কেউ
kick
আসবে
off, especially with how this zone shifted, man.
এই পারেই ফাইট হয়ে মরে যাবে তো
once again.
যারা
Fighting around the
এডুকেশন
bridge,
করতে
fighting on the island. Like you touched on, even just a couple minutes into this game, with how close they were off the playing path, a lot of squads did already
যাই
make
হোক
their
ইয়ার
max
এরিনা
migration
মূল্যে
down
ঠিক
and
আছে
start to try and dig their heels in a little bit. You've got a few squads that are still outside in the
90
mainland
point,
towards the
81
blue,
তাহলে
having
বলো
a bit of a slower rotate. A lot of traffic as well on the bridge
90
over
আর 81 9 পয়েন্টের ডিফারেন্স এই ম্যাচে যদি
FURIA there,
ওরা
as we saw
ভালো
that
খেলে তাহলে
establishing
একে
shot
চলে
with
আসবে
AlUla just ahead guarding the entrance. It's then Vitality
এনএসও
behind them,
কাছাকাছি আছে
similarly
আবার
Flash behind them as well.
হ্যাঁ এরা দুজন কাছাকাছি আছে কিন্তু মেন এসটোজি লাস্ট পর্যন্ত যাইতে পারে না
They're getting pushed down by Vitality and Flash
কম
behind
চান্স
that as
থাকবে
well. So this is a
এই
awkward
ম্যাচে খুব
approach they
কম
would like to get
চান্স
across, but
থাকবে
I don't think AlUla's going to let
আর
them across
এনএস
so
এনএস
easily.
ভালো
He goes this
এনএস
far
এর
up
গান
though, so he just
পাওয়ার
needs an
থেকে
opener.
শুরু করে সবই ভালো
And AlUla looks to be leaving. I think that's the correct decision at this time, just because the circle did push so far towards the
নিচে
western
একটা
side. You
স্কোয়াড
don't want to get left
লো
behind. Arena still being here is
দুইটা নক দিতে পারলে এখান থেকে
question mark, but if they knew they could hold out a team over
এদিকে
towards Box Compound, sure, why not? It
বাকি
is
দুইটা
quite cruel towards Tianba.
Tianba
At the end of the
target
game,
করেছে
pick up the points where you can, and right now, Arena's doing a good job of it.
চ্যাডরে
Tony
খেলেছে
K there.
লাস্ট অন
Up on the top side of the rock face, spamming down into
Tianba
Aking, will leave him
Tianba
wounded off the back of that. QZZ already knocked, rest of the squad following in their footsteps. This is a
এরা কি একদিকে তাকায় খেলে নাকি
one
চারটা
by one they fall.
আমার
So the
মতো
Arena find them outside, dispatch them with ease there. Another 4 points on top. That's a 94
ও
point
একদিকেই
total
তাকায় আছে
over the course of today's games.
একটা ফায়ার দিছে চারটা মিলে ওইটার দিকে তাকাইলো মার
They both
খাইলো
started up
মিলে
over towards Saverni,
দেখো
Didora, as
পড়া
well
আছে
as Tianba. Tianba swings wide over towards North George.
চাই চারটা খেল দিয়া দিল
Probably a flush two. This is over towards the fight on the bridge side, so we'll come back to Tianba in
এই
just
যে
a second.
ভাইটালিটি আর ইসে ব্রিজের বাইরে ফাইট হচ্ছে
Axel
নবো
low,
সাইডে
easy, on bended knee.
তো এটাই তো বলছি ওরা ব্রিজের ওই পারে যারা আছে ওরা ফাইট করে শেষ হয়ে যাবে
Good to see.
Trying to run back
একটা
through.
টিম ট্রাই করবে দুটার ওইটাও মরবে ব্রিজে আইছে ওই পারে টিম ওই যে ব্রিজে বসে আছে
Though
তাতে
from Axel. Quick switch over to the shotgun through the window. Throws the first man down on the deck. Still has some firepower to play with. Zone nipping at their heels. Razy out of the running. Razak knocked. Axel looking to defend. Throws the nade deep. Thankfully for Bowles, he was able to reposition. That one isn't going to hit him just yet. Ooh, he's closing the distance though. Wants to really get in there. Oh my God! Response back from Axel's quick. And he can get the meds in as well, Blank.
Vexy should just about hit this. It's close, but it's still back up again. We'll go for the res over towards Razak. This is a good recovery right now from Vitality. Sadly for them, Aura has made an incredible run down from that northern side. They are fast in position. Bozy is down. Nick McGalaxy currently holding out Ulf. Lord up on high. Ketch has no idea. Caught in the broadside. Will get taken down, but a lovely refrag from Aaron. Ulf likely will now play on as 3. Look worse and worse as time goes down. Lord the only to fall here, and Ulf has been struggling to pass by through Nick McGalaxy as the circle
প্রথমে নক দিতে হতো লেট করেছে নক দিতে লেট করেছে
Yeah, this is not the dream at all.
যতক্ষণ ওর টিমমেট
Lord's actually trying to dismount
যারে
towards
নক
the top
দিয়েছে
side.
নিজের নক খেয়ে গেল
Somehow they can grab him back up. Oh, good read onto Scarface. Ralph ready for the encounter. Bullets being peppered. He gets him so dangerously low, but he's still standing. He can just tuck in behind the box now. Oh well. That would have been the operative one.
লাস্ট একটা বুলেট লাই
Words could have tucked in behind the box. Not going to happen now. Laid out by Ralph. So Tam with a re-aggression as well. And this is starting to turn. That's the way Ulf go down. They started out with a bit of a recovery, but finally finished by Nick McGalaxy. Only one player cut short from the roster there. They'll carry on as a trio. Meanwhile, amidst this, we have Vitality. Bringing the fun back onto
I've been seeing Vexy on the main stage, but still got it in him, it seems. Razak does go down, and looks like Vitality might just want to be making the cross going forward.
Vitality,
doing a great job here.
মিস করেছে মিস করেছে মেরে দিয়েছে অবশ্য তুমি একটু লেটে দেখছো না
and in play, even versus Flash earlier
Okay,
on. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, big step up. Brilliant
Yeah,
individual
it's
moments
all
there.
right.
Zone crunching in a little bit as well.
খুবই বাজে খেলছে
Vitality suffering casualties, it seems, with the Elim feed lighting up. That's Flash that are trying to defend the entryway over the bridge. Another headshot from Tops has shut down Vexy after the good form we saw from him, and Axel has fallen due to the damage sustained. The zone eliminates him, and Vitality finally buckle.
Yeah, it's just there wasn't a lot of boat rotates from a lot of these teams on that north side. Spent a long time looting up. I don't think they were quite prepared for how southern this circle was going to end up going and how quickly space was going to be taken out of play. But we are in a really awkward arena of the map as we head down towards the southwest side. There's a lot of open space going forward. Ralph goes down first. Good shots from him. Will finally fall there to a sideline. The moment just cannot hold on. In comes GodLike. They don't care. They're going straight past.
We hear the GodLike theme music start playing. They want to cash this one in as they drive past, steal Elims where possible, but focus on the bigger picture, getting into the zone and starting to advance into an actual controllable position on this one. Right back towards them, they're going to pass each other.
Like friendly handshake there. I felt like I was an interstellar for a second. Yeah, Coops looking further to pick up his teammates, but actually went back for some more. Again, not sure about Ralph. I think Ralph
it's
been a really good game from Ralph. I think it's he's been making some good flex outs this game. Sometimes I'm super happy with them blasting the toe caps off of Scarface as well. It was really incredible to see. Just give it one more bullet. GodLike tried to send it. Got further and further in, but Hazaifa laying down the law.
It's a great peak. Might actually be able to go down. Eating the bullets from the elevated peak. Starts to bring the heat to the battleground. Enigma Galaxy got back in towards the zone. This is their POV now. They actually run into Ida of all teams once more. Coop's going to be hit by the shotty. The pump takes him down. And that's the way that one goes. Eliminated. We saw Flash falling amidst all this. They were able to steal a couple points away. But Enigma Galaxy back down in the dirt. 3 Elim points on them.
I think though for Enigma Galaxy, what a game. What a game, honestly. It was a real tough scenario they went through. They end the match on 10 Elims. I think that's a good profit. I think you come away with this one thinking to yourself, we went through hell and back just to get towards this location of the map, and we still came away with 11 points total. So very well done, because we do only have 6 teams left at the 17-minute mark. This is the quickest we've seen the lobby before off the back of a really horrendous circle. S2G set themselves up, kamikaze as per usual, flying in.
They've gone down pretty swiftly. FURIA might actually get a bit of a read on this though, with the forward scout we've got from AlUla in the back of the vehicle. So a lot of sidelines being opened up between our squads. In the grand scheme of things, it's been a little bit quieter on the Elim front for Non-Shim, but they're still in the running of the conversation. Felt like it's all been coming together communication-wise.
Well, Hyunbin's basically the crowbar of South Korea right now. He's been cracking these I think the rest of the team rallies around that. So easy. Very long sidelines. We're going to come up against Aurora. Starting to really feel it. And despite having a lot of weird finishes where second places, where they should have won, especially versus Nongshim RedForce earlier today, they would have been far and away at the top of the leaderboard. Some moments where Aurora just can't quite finish the job. Even then, the consistency has been good, so it's an impressive showing from them. But we have that rivalry back up to bat once again here between Nongshim, RedForce and Aurora. But shots coming from the side.
এনএসএ জুনে ঢুকতে হবে আমার সম্ভবত 40 টিকেট নিয়ে নেবে জুনে পাইছে ভালোই
And if Doc's fired up, mate, Aurora might keep the
এরা তো
pace
মাইর
on
করতে
pretty
হবে
swift
এনএস
on this one.
Aurora
FURIA just off in the distance, haven't overcommitted to anything just yet.
এনএস টিকে ক্যান পুশ দিবে
Limbin still up and kicking.
কম্পাউন্ড ভাই কম্পাউন্ডে কেউ নাই ম্যাপে দেখেছো কম্পাউন্ডে কেউ নাই ফোর্টিও নাই ইও নাই এনএসও নাই
Get caught sleeping.
ভাই
This
সব
could be a
কম্পাউন্ড
big
এটা কেউ
unraveling for
লিখে
that
না
side. Tizzy's got to bandage himself back up to stay pretty in the
এনএসএ একটু নক
situation
ফিনিশ
he's been
কনফার্ম
left
করছেন
in. Aurora are aware of that angle from FURIA at least. Free smokes for Tizzy being the difference between a raw face from RedForce potentially coming their way.
I think the problem right now is absolutely that angle you're talking about between FURIA over towards Aurora. You've got top
এদের মধ্যে কেউ একজন নক খাবে
off in the distance there, currently holding on alongside.
সিরা পিক নিতে পারছে না তো উপরের থেকেও
At that angle on. One player very low in the back of the vehicle. I believe that is Yol at the moment. Can't quite find the next shots, and AlUla's playing it very safe. Angle over towards this way, but Tizzy with nasty nade goes straight through the side mirror window.
এরা বলে দেখেনি গাছে ওপেনে
Response back over, they dash some nades of their own on target, but it's actually a response from Forthright. Pulling up to the party, looking to third party on this one. Aurora trying to withstand. Nongshim going down as the last man, and so easy will collapse from it. Doc already piecing out. Ooh, mate, that's the rotate straight into the camp of FURIA.
That is very on point for Doc.
He's got that Doc in him.
Yeah, that's the brand right there. Moved instantly over towards FURIA, held that angle, made them feel a little bit afraid, right? S2G still got Kamikaze swinging, layering in the vehicle. Circle moves over towards Kamikaze. You can hear Turkish fans.
এবার ফিউরা দৌড়াইতে হবে এসটুজি
Finds a shot over towards Hazaifa. That's on the roadside, and a horrible time for it to happen. But it's all popping off now. Reefus up first, nade in hand, looking over towards AlUla, very low. Chief pulled the pin, but a little late. Solke runs through the both of them.
Oh, mate, the car's done enough just with the bonnet. He's dived out with the shotgun in his hand, vehicle burning behind him. Squad mates falling around as the shots are being spammed. Quick turn. Finds that one. Throws FURIA out of the running.
This is the best Solke's looked in quite a while, actually. I think that he's getting a little bit more of that aggression on board. I think a lot of times he was ready. It's nice to see him, you know, channeling a bit of that Silas.
কিলগুলা কনফার্ম করছে না শালা পারতো না এখানে ডকে কিলগুলা কনফার্ম করতে আগলো ফিরতে
Gets them res and back up into a position to fight. Not taking any chances on this one. Went out for the first aid kit. A necessary first aid kit in the moment. The med kit taking him to full.
ভাই অনেক আগেই চান্স ছিল রে
I'm shocked he survived that long. Reefus had the peak up at first. Left him sweating bullets, like you say. The clutch heel barely buying him enough time to stay on for an extra seconds. Now knocked behind the vehicle.
It's a bold maneuver from Solke, but does drag him from the rest of the team. Likely leaving S2G as a three-man, but they have the compound central.
ওরে কম্পাউন্ড রিলেশন বাজা এই 40 কি করলো তো কম্পাউন্ড তো দেখতে পারতো
ফাঁকা ছিল ভাই কম্পাউন্ড পোর্টে নিলই না পোর্টে মানে কি বলবো ছি
taking some pot shots at S2G in the meantime
ই করেনি ভাবে
Hard confirmed with the nades thrown over so much so that Doc nearly went down from the danger
ভাই টিমমেট রে গ্রেনেড মারি আলাই দিতেছে হালা গোরা আলা ওই নো কিলোমিটারের গ্রেনেড তিনটা এটা ফিনিশ দিছে গালি দিতে মন চাইতাছে
We heard the excitement from the fans. You can see why STG, they were playing with some confidence and aggression. Previously, it's been Kamikaze that reps himself in those situations. This time around, he plays close to the squad. They control the compound, but you're going to be pushed from two sides.
40 বালেতে চান্স ছিল গোটা লইলে স্টুডি রে ফিনিশ করে দিতে পারতো তখন অরোরা 40 সাইড হইতো
having a three-man inside there means they cannot control every building effectively.
এদের কাছে দুইটা গাড়ি মাত্র কি কভার বানাইবে পুরো ওপেন
Sat on Aurora's angle.
যদি
Possibility to move in.
এসটিজি পুরা টার্গেট করেছে দিকে তো
S2G is just going to be very quick for
পোর্টের
this.
টার্গেট করেছে পুরা
You know, as
সবাই
soon as
দেখো না
someone
পোর্টের
makes a
দিকে
move, that
কেউ অরোরার
compound,
দিকে
the other
তাকিয়ে
team's
নাই
going to fly on in. They're likely just going to wait this out until the circle confirms this is a definite compound finish.
মিস্টেক করছে এটা মিস্টেক করছে বড় মিস্টেক
It's nasty up towards that north side. Aurora look.
কি স্প্যাম করছে
Looking to get a chicken under the belt here. Would likely slingshot them up towards first on the rankings. Despite what has been honestly a hairy day for them, it really has. There's been some moments where the question marks have been flung out left, right, and centre for this squad, but still, they've been keeping themselves looking pretty, bandaging up between the matches.
কোনো মাথা ব্যথা আছে জন পেয়ে গেছে
এরকম 40 কোনো কাম নাই যায়া অরোরার উপর এসটিজি কিছু কম পয়সা দেখবো মানে একদম ওই সাইডে ওই সাইডে
যাইতোই না এসটিজির কাছে জোন আছে একটু
ওই তো ওইটাই তো কইছি 40 যায়া অরোরা উপর উঠতে হইব চড়তে হইব
Refus with a snapshot, foul
না
out falls
40
instantly. He's got some cover to play off here.
40 mistake করছে
T24, he's just out. He said, I am not being in that buggy anymore. I'm dropping straight to the ground. And I think it was the correct choice. The back of a buggy like that makes you a prime target. And he's just realized that Refus has got the golden eye there. Quick shots, pinpoint as well as IQ desperately tries to swing around the side. This is a mad dash and one that will not work out in the face of Aurora. More points added and S2G can do nothing but look on. They actually get themselves into vehicles. They're going to swing round. They have to take the moment here into their own hands. Last game, Aurora, they were able to do some good work versus them. Now looking to actually show some aggression.
How long can they hold on? Kamikaze in the back wants to arc the nade over, has the SMG to play with, one thrown right back towards him. Putting them down with the DBS. Panic stations for Aurora as everything is being thrown at them. God takes a heavy hit, but he's still standing.
মাঝখান থেকে 40 বাঁচি গেছে একটা প্লেয়ার
Hamzy G on the north side. Kamikaze lighting them up. T24 still off in the distance dealing with top here, and Kamikaze takes nade after nade. This bounces but should go a little bit long here, keeping Kamikaze as a half HP count.
Oh, T24 as well in the midst of all this. That's the off angle you touched on there. Able to strike from the side. Kamikaze replies with one of his own, and these two teams are coming together to make it uncomfortable for Aurora. Doc with a nade, trying to cook that one. Meanwhile, they respond back onto 4 Thrives as they throw that in. T24 behind the tree.
Doc now worried. Split the difference between two players here. Not easy to regroup. Another nade in the hand of T24. Sent it across. Doc is down. The other might fall to the nade from across the way, but seems like he lived it. S2G playing the game of their lives right now. Such a quick swing.
দুইটা T24 এই দেখতেছি পিছনে পিছনে স্টুডিও ক্যারি ভাই স্যার বলছি হালার
Right time, right place, and the back door has worked out well. Top trapped, T24 spamming so close to him. He knows he's exposed. And this duo from S2G looking to take this one with force, but they still play it smart.
Makes the run across right now, trying to nice sight lines. Aurora top will at least find it, but the shots are coming through. Kamikaze once again sends straight center. It starts to work out. Nate gets close, the lovely bouncer on it, but won't go quite far enough. Back behind the loot crate. A little bit of cover to work with, but S2G, they've got two angles. Top is going to have to play out of his mind to make this one work here. One first aid kit ready to go. Hamzy G looks to send an arc over the top here to finish off the game. Goes wide to the side.
He's really
Trying to run the risk on this one. He peeks over the top of the crate, using the smoke to block the angle from Hamzy G, so he can take an isolated fight. He's reading it as well. This 1v2,
Kamakaze lo lite parle chicken buy korte hobe.
he cannot afford to miss a single shot.
Kamakaze
on the road, slight height advantage, throws in the molly, takes the
bhai sir chicken ke nilo.
Kamikaze cleans up as S2G get it.
Last game.
Tope chole asbe ha.
They looked a little bit short there,
Aurora.
but this game they go Kamikaze, Crazy.
S2G o kasai jibe.
What a game! Not
Team da chicken niye S2G.
Swing out to the side.
Aske তিনটা ইরাঙ্গেলে নিছে না
না ইরাঙ্গেলে নিতে পারে না
S2G তো তিনটা ইরাঙ্গেলে নিলো না S2G থেকে
illuminate the stage but no it's S2G
ইরাঙ্গেল হইছে কয়টা
how much of a powerhouse they could be here in France
ইরাঙ্গেল নিলো সেকেন্ড ইরাঙ্গেল কে নিলো
to sit down on the floor I
সেকেন্ড ইরাঙ্গেল নিলো তো অরোরা
snap decision
আবার কার্ড নিছে S2G
I'm dropping into the grass
হ্যালো
বলো
কি অবস্থা খেলা আর ওরা চিকেন পাইলো
চিকেন মিস করলো চোদনা সালাডা
চান্স ছিল একটু চিকেন লাউরা খেলছে জুনের ইয়াতে S2G রে তখনও এরা শেষ করতে পারতো যখন ইয়ার সাথে ফাইট এই নিগমা গ্লাস নাকেরাজি ওই সময় ইয়া করতে পারতো S2G রে
realistically it's a risk that you
easy 1v2 It's actually a very difficult circle, and yes, it pulled away, but they were unsure where they wanted to fight out towards, and maybe they had to full commit over towards fourth drives, clear that angle sooner to deal with S2G. S2G has a 3-man there, they make the only decision they can, it's something they've been saying all tournament.
এটাতে সেকেন্ড আইছে তো এই টপ 1 এ উঠে যাবে